just like everyone else in this entire room, I was just seeking and hoping and praying that I find my way to becoming free from being someone else's employee. I hate it. I hate being someone else's employee. I work every day. Um, it's a routine. The audio is so crazy that I listen to because it just hurt. I told her like it hurt so much. He hurt you in this audio. Like you listen to this audio and it make you feel like terrible by the way you living. And then right after that he ups you. He ups you. So it don't destroy you while you listen to the audio. Like it just makes you determined. It makes you determined that you want to get out of this situation way sooner than you thought it was. You know that you plan to be like. It's not possible. It's not impossible to do it in 1 or 2 years, and that's just where I come from and where I'm thinking about. And I just been looking for the person, my girlfriend to tell you, my family to tell you, because it's like I've been praying and hoping for a blessing to come my way, for me to meet the right friend. Like I've been going from friend to friend to friend to friend, trying to figure out is this the friend? Is this the friend? Is this the friend? Going through different situations that's making or breaking me, and finally found the right friend, and that was her. Finally found the right friend, and me and her talk every day, even if it's sometimes we just checking up. We don't got nothing business to talk about. I just call him, check up on him. How was your day? Same with him. He just called me. How was your day? What you do different? And that's just how me and her. It was funny. It was funny because me and my girlfriend witnessed this. Sometimes we'll call. We got a couple. We got a young couple in our lives that's like I want to say 23 or 24. They got married at like 22, and they kind of like our only friends that we got that we look up to. I mean that we look up to that we talk to every day. And sometimes we just feel them not being. You know, they go their own ways. Like we look forward to them answering our phone calls. You know, we call them. We look forward to them answering our phone calls. And like, what y'all doing? Can we link up? Can we meet up? And sometimes we call them, and they don't respond for like 2 or 3 days. And it was crazy because I called her yesterday. He didn't answer right away. He didn't answer. I called her, and this is the first time she witnessed this. I always witness this, but this is the first time she witnessed this. And I'm like, this is a true friend. But I called her, and he didn't answer. I'm like, okay, he didn't answer. In less than 5 minutes, I got a text, and he was like, I call you right back. What's up? And I'm like, look, this is what you call a true friend, you know? Because I'm sure Promise and Lexia seen our call. I'm sure they seen our call. Mm-hmm. Because after that, 20 minutes later, they was on Instagram Live. You know? Yeah. They was on Instagram Live. So y'all seen our message. Y'all seen our calls. Y'all completely ignored us. And then I called her, you know, for me knowing Promise, I've known them for 4 to 5, 6 years. For me knowing her, I personally known them for 3 to 4 months. And he missed my call. He responded to my call in less than 5 minutes and said, I'll call you right back. What's up? I texted him. He called back. So it's just crazy. So that's what we've been looking for. That's what I've been looking for. That's what she's been looking for. We've been through a lot of crazy friends. We got loving families, but they dysfunctional and unorganized.
Welcome to the club.
And I mean, we know you all. I've known you all for a couple of months, but I can't feel like I could say that I haven't felt no love in the family just like this right now. And I want her to get to know that, so that's why I asked her. I'm like, girl, can she come? Can she come? I want her to feel what she feels, what I'm feeling. Like, even if she's not part of it, even if she don't want, can she just understand what a real family feel like? What people feel like? What it feel like to be around people that actually care about you and your life and things like that. I've been talking to her months, like weeks and months of like what I've been going through, what I've been experiencing, what I've been getting from info sessions, and she hear it, but now she feeling it, and she felt it from like quick conversations with her, and then the first info session she was like, oh, I got it, and then the second info session she was like, see myself doing it. And now she like, this is what I'm gonna have to do to dedicate myself to. Like, I know I'm broke, but I know I ain't got the finances. like I know I ain't got the finances. I know I ain't making no money right now. But look, when I get back to school, I'm looking for a job.
That's good. That's what's up.
Like, this is what I gotta do. This is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna put my whole. We like been mapping plans. Like, how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this for her? How we gonna do this for me? And since I left the conference, me and her was, talking like, as soon as I get back, what I'm gonna do. I've told her, like, as soon as I get back from this conference, I'm going full in, and I got MG1s and guests every weekend, and like, this is what I'm just trying to do. Like, that couple that we talked, that I explained to y'all about, they gonna be a guest this weekend.
Awesome.
So,
good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So that's what we doing.
My name is Zanaya Peters. I go to Coppin State University. I'm a nursing major. I never really thought about getting into the business field or becoming an entrepreneur. Like, all I know is nursing. I've never been exposed to anything else. But then he met her when he came to me about it, and I was kind of hesitant at first because I didn't see myself doing it. Well, I didn't think that I had time. But then when I went to the info sessions, then a lot changed, and I know that I'm very excited to be doing this. It's something I want to do for us.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Cool. All right, so what we'll do from here, we got a special guest who'll be popping up here at about 9:30. So what we'll do, we'll try to cover some information as much as we can cover between now and then. If we need to, we'll break at 9:30, and we definitely want to give our special guest some time to talk, and then we'll come back and finish anything that we haven't done. So I will tell you this for what we'll do in this portion. If you have questions, this is kind of a if you ever heard the term mastermind. So I want to say, first of all, this is going to be something where you have opportunity to ask questions, but from the vein of maybe like comments, we want to wait to the end so we can get through all the information before we like start. We'll give everybody opportunity, that's what I'm saying, to have comments on what we talk about. So we want to first just get through the information. So I guess we talk a little bit about the purpose of what we're doing tonight. And as y'all know, because y'all heard it, and some of y'all that was on the call Monday night heard a little bit more in depth, in detail, but Bob and Regina Coleman. So they've been awesome mentors in our life. They've done a lot more for us. It's kind of what you said, Eric. Those are kind of the first people I met who I was like, this dude poured more into me than any other man I've ever met. And so there's a time now where they've recognized us as a team and recognize that we have something where we can move forward. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Really what Bob Regina is looking for is somebody on the Coleman team to step out. Somebody to make, because they're going back into Emerald qualification again. They need somebody to step out to kind of bring about everybody else, in doing so. They need one of their legs to step out and go platinum, if you will, to do that. And then they just need a group of people that'll be able to represent. I'm going to tell you what we want. We want to represent growth for their team. And we'll talk about this a little later because on the call they told us they have a goal for a summer conference, which is 2 conferences down the road. They have a goal for summer conference that they want to be 12-100. 12-100 means that they want to have 12. They want to have 12 legs attending conferences in a total of 100 people. So if y'all remember when we were going to get the jersey, right? The jersey was $9.75. This leg, just the Roberts leg, was a third of that jersey. It was getting that jersey. Yeah, we more than a third.
We push. We push, right?
So, and back then, y'all that were around in that push, right? You felt that, right? You remember that whole drive, that pull, that But this time we're gonna do it again. We're gonna be the catalyst for growth again, but we're gonna do it in a different way. Because I just don't want them to go 12. They need the numbers to go 12-100, but what they really need is for us to validate. We want to validate their leadership by just not that, but they need somebody to break platinum. They need somebody to break platinum. That's what they've been telling us. Y'all probably heard it too. They've been saying that we need somebody to step up and go platinum. And he did a call with us not that long ago with just his leg, kind of talking about the same thing. And so we talked to him about getting everybody together and the information we want to go over tonight. And they were kind of like, yes, y'all need to do that. Y'all need to go do that. Talk to them about this. They gave us some other things they want us to share with you all. So we're going to get started with that. I don't know if you want to add to that. Okay. All right. So here's really where it starts at. I know a lot of people in this room have expressed the desire to make sure we hit 310 this year, and that can happen in 2 different stages. Preferably, what we're going to show you is you can actually hit 310 by April. You can hit 310 by April conference, which we'll get to in a second. So 310 again is a structure goal. That means you have 3 separate legs attending the conference, and a total of 10 people attending the conference. That's basically when you hear somebody say 310, that's what it means. You know, and generally you will have more than that in your business, but that's what because everybody, let's just put it out there, everybody that gets started in business is not gonna come to everything. Some people gonna engage, some people not. You probably been hearing that right here since you've been around the business. You know, you have a third of your people who will stick around, a third of them will actually do something, a third of them will quit on. You know, so 310 is actually having people in that environment. Why is that important? Because when people are in an environment learning what you're learning, they come to conferences, they attend the info sessions, they're basically doing all 9 core steps. That means you have people that's actually duplicating you. They're growing, they're doing things on their own, because when growth is dependent on you primarily, it's hard for true duplication to take place, which means you don't own a business now. You're basically working a job because you got to do everything for everybody. But when you have duplication, people doing stuff, they're like, oh, I'm listening to audios too. My mindset is growing. That's a good first goal to be 310. So a lot of people express they want to be 310. We'll show you how that can be done by the April conference. And the foundation to that, though, is not just going 310, it's going 310 and making money. So what we want to talk about, first of all, is not just the goal of hitting the 310 structure, which will show you how to roll into a bigger goal for helping the Colgan team do what they need to do. But it starts with understanding one fundamental thing, and that's how we make money. I heard Larry say this on a recent audio, that I've been thinking about for a little while. He said, you know what, the reason why most people don't grow in the business like they should or grow as fast as they should is because they don't understand how the money's made. And we experienced that. And I hate going back and talking about this. I don't use it for example purposes. But even at the time when we had when we first got started, we grew fairly quickly. Had a nice team of people. We had we went 1,000 PV. You know what I mean? Started to move up the bonus bracket, and then we had a downline leg go 1,000. In that month, I'll show you a second example. Some things happened that made me actually jump right back in and be like, I don't know how we get paid. I was just messed up. I was like, I don't know how we get paid. I thought I knew, and I don't know. And it took me to actually go back in and study. So what we're gonna do is, by the way, I meant to say this. We do have about 6 people that's not here tonight. That's kind of a part of this core group. They're on webcast right now. So y'all turn around to the webcast and say, "Hey." Cool. All right. So what we're gonna do is go over this now. I'm gonna say this. This is pretty detailed. Some of y'all might be. What you say? You can put it on the table. I was nervous about putting it on the table.
They gonna fall?
I just want about it to bump when it falls. But so this is. Yeah, you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, if y'all need to scoot over, you can. If you see the screen.
If you want to.
Nervous.
So that's your baby. That's the second baby.
Nah, because it's plugged up. It was like at 72%.
I would stay.
It runs hard. Cheetos. All right, so let me say this first of all before we get into this. This is very detailed, and the reason why it's detailed is because some of y'all might be numbers persons. Some of y'all might be people who like number crunching. Some of y'all might not. here's the goal. If you've been in business under a year, if you have not been in business for a year yet, I'm gonna tell you right now. Tonight, don't try to absorb this and get it all. Don't be like, oh, I need to learn that. I missed that. I need every little detail that he went over. Don't do that. That's not the goal. The goal is so you can just get a fundamental understanding of how we get paid, so it will allow you to go back and do research or study. So this will allow you basically to do research and study. That's what the whole point of this is. So, and as we're going through this, I'm gonna say this too. If there's a part that you don't understand, stop us in the middle and say, hey, I didn't catch that, or that didn't make sense to me. Okay. So we'll get rolling. You know what? I mean, it should be. He went in the room.
No, in the hallway. He stopped.
Yeah. We'll show the video out. All right, cool. So basically in the business, there's three different ways, fundamental ways. There's several different ways to generate profit, but these are the first ways to generate profit. This is where it starts at. And of course, so we got our retail margin. That's when you sell products to customers, and that's the difference between the wholesale and retail. What you pay, what the customer pays. You get paid the difference between that. And then we got your differential bonus, which we'll talk about in a second. That's when you get paid off of legs, which I'll explain how that works. Then you have a personal performance bonus, which that is off of the personal stuff that you do. So let's start with personal performance bonus. So with a personal performance bonus, how this works is it consists of two things. Number one, it starts with your personal circle, which is your PV, like your personal PV. Personal PV are the things that you purchase for yourself. This is all the things, the drinks you get, the household items you get. On our team, we have a standard of 100 points, 100-point ditto. If you don't know what ditto is, that's something we can get into later. But 100 points is a standard, and then it's also your customer volume for your personal circle. So customer volume are things that you sell to other people. You don't use them, you sell them to other people. That means either they buy from your website. That means either you have the stuff on hand and you sell it to them, and then you record it as a customer sale. It can also actually mean samples that you hand out. So in your personal circle, 50 PV is a minimum required by Amway for you to that you have to have. You have to have, that's an Amway rule. You have to have 50 PV every single month in your business. And we'll show you why that's important. Okay? So let's say you generate 150 points a month. What's that going to equal to is about 300 BV. Now I'll tell you what BV is if you don't know. This, like I said, it might be very detailed. Some of you might already know some of this. But 300 BV just basically means the dollar amount. BV is like has a dollar amount attached to it. So every BV equals a dollar amount. Some BVs are one for $1. Some BVs $1 equals 85 cents, so forth and so on. So we're just gonna say in this example, it averages 300. That's just an average. Okay. So what's gonna happen is I'll give you kind of an example how you would normally figure out your personal circle, your personal performance bonus. Now, the cool thing is Amway does this for you. And that's the reason why I'm saying you don't have to necessarily look at this and say, oh, I got to memorize this so I can go in and figure out my personal performance bonus. That's not the purpose. The purpose is just so you get an understanding of it. So you know, oh, this is how this works. You know, so you understand when you get paid. Because I'll throw this out there. It'd be crazy, right, if you was at work and let's say you're on an hourly job, if you're not salary. If you put a certain amount of hours in and you get paid a certain amount per hour and you got your check and it was like half of what you should be getting, when you recognize it, you'd be like, what's wrong with my check? But let's say you went in blindly into the job. Nobody told you how much you was getting paid per hour. You knew how many hours you were working, but you just didn't know nothing about how you get paid. You don't know what people were taking out of your check. When you got paid, you would just be like, oh, that's my paycheck. It is what it is. And you move on, right? The problem with that is you leaving money on the table, right? Because if you don't understand, so that's why we're going so you can understand it. So your personal performance bonus, basically, again, number one, let's talk about your PV. So your PV determines where you're at on the bonus scale. So we had an example. It's almost cut off. But you see at the bottom, we were at 150 points, which means we're at the 3% level. So I'll show you the equation and how that works. So what you would do is this. You take where you're at 3% and you times it times how much BV ran through your business. So the BV will be, let's say it's $450. That's you, the stuff you did and the stuff that your customers bought from you. When you multiply that, you get about $13.50 a month. Does that make sense, everybody? Mm-hmm. That's one bonus. So we're gonna move on and talk about a second bonus. So the second bonus is the differential bonus. This is the bonus that tripped us up because we didn't get paid. Well, we went 1,000, we got paid. We was like, woo! Oh my, I know Harold was like, Harold won 1,000. Oh yes, But what happens is this: if you get a downline go 1,000, and your check changes, it's almost like I said at work. If you did the same, you thought you did the same work you did in 1 month, and then you got another paycheck the next month for what you thought was the same work. It was like, not even half, about a fourth. You kind of like, what's wrong? Because that's what we did. We got our check in the mail that second time. We were like, hold on, but we got 1,000, and we got this other, we got broke it down by 1,000. We got that check. I was like, I did not hesitate. I called Amway. I did. The lady on the phone, she was like, do you understand the compensation plan? I was like, yeah, I understand the compensation. She was like, I think you might want to go back and, have you been on our Amway Learning Center? I'm like, yeah, I've been on there. I mean, what's and then she explained to you what I'm about to explain to you, and I was like, oh, wow.
The funny part was we were helping that couple go 1,000 and forgot all about what we had to do because we thought it would just add up, and it
doesn't necessarily add up. And this is why also this is not a. You hear people use the word. This will give you some ammunition when people say it's a pyramid. Right. This is also why it's not a pyramid. Yeah. So here we go. So differential bonus. This is the bonuses that you receive for each leg that qualifies at a bonus level. When I say each leg qualifies at a bonus level, that means if you have a leg that hits somewhere on that bracket we showed earlier. That makes sense? So if you had a leg that was at the 3%, 6%, whatever, is you getting paid off of that leg. That's what a differential bonus is. So let's roll into an example of that. So let's say that you did your normal 150 points, 450 BB. You're at the 3% level, right? Let's say you have a downline, right? One person. You just registered one person. They did the exact same thing. They duplicated you. So what they first look at is, without looking at this, they look at your 300 PV. They add the two PVs together, your 300 PV, which moves you up the bonus scale, right, to 6%. So here's what you want to find. Here's your differential bonus. You're not getting paid 6% off of this group, off of this person's BV. What Amway does is they subtract your volume, your percentage from their percentage. So your total group percentage, is 6%. They take that first downline and minus their 3% from your 6%, which leaves 3%. So now you go 3% times 450. Now you're getting paid $9 from this leg. That make sense? Now look, this does not include your personal performance bonus we talked about earlier. This is a whole nother bonus. So earlier in the first example, what was the amount?
$13.
You got paid $13. So you would add basically now that $13 to this $9, and that's how much you would get paid this month. Okay, I just want everybody straight on that.
All right.
Okay. All right. So let's take it a little further. So let's say you added a second leg. Now let's say this first leg over here did a little bit more. They did 175 points. I just moved the number up a little bit. But what happens is, again, now your total PV is 475. So you up the bonus bracket. You're still at 6%, right? But now you have two legs. So what they'll do is they'll say, okay, your total group volume makes you at 6%. So they'll say this, okay, this minus 6 minus the 3%, we're gonna pay you 3% of this first leg's BB, which is down here. So you make about $15.75 off of that one. And they do the same thing over here, $13.50. So that's what you get paid per leg in the differential bonus. All right. They make everybody okay.
And you said it was the 3% minus, or the 3% minus the 6.
Yeah, so it's the 6% for the total group minus the 3% for each leg. And then, so I'm gonna blow this up in a bigger sense so you can see how it works when a team starts growing and where that kind of makes sense. So your differential bonus that month will be $29.25.
Plus your personal.
Plus your personal performance bonus. which is still going to be at 1350. All right. So let's move a step further because I also want to show you what happens on the flip side of this when you do not hit a bonus bracket. So let's say there was a month that you just did 60 points, which is about 180 BV, excuse me. Let's say leg one still did their 150 PV in 3%. So what's going to happen now is your total group volume is at 210, which is at the 3% level, right? You're at the 3% level. Here's what's going to happen. Do you get a differential bonus?
No.
No, you don't. Because you're not at a bonus level. You're not at a bracket level, if you will, that was over here, for it to be a differential. Other words, just remember this. You always have to be, any leg that you want to get paid off, your percentage, your group percentage has to be one level higher than whoever it is you're trying to get paid from. So here, there's nothing for you to get paid from. So think about in that first example when we showed you where it was you and one other person, you do 150 points. Now look how much you make. Because if you do it now, you only make $5.04. Even though, and this is the mistake I think I made real early in the business of misunderstanding this, is thinking that, hey, I only did 60 PV, but hey, my downline did 150, so look, I'm at 3%. I'm at a bonus level. That's what I'm thinking. I'm at a bonus level. No, you're not. You're only getting your personal performance level check, which is $5.04. Because they only pay you 3% of your BV. That's it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're not getting a differential. You're just getting a personal performance bonus of 3% of your BV, and that's it. Now, here's why, and Bob Virginia told us this, they push us, do your 150 points, do your 150 points. This is the reason why. Y'all probably seen this on the thing. Y'all ever seen something called Pass Up on the website? I don't know if you ever seen it. If you ever look at your
Ruby Pass Up?
yes, it's different ones like that. But this is just the first standard level of Pass Up. Here's what happens. Here's you again, 60 PV, 180 BV. Here's that downline doing the same thing. Because there's no differential between you, here's what Amway do. They're going to keep jumping upline till they find somebody at a higher bonus bracket. And they're going to pay that upline the differential bonus, not you. I don't...
I'm telling you about it.
Yeah, the upline don't want your money. Bob used to say, hey, look, do your 150 points. I was like, I'm working on it. He said, if you got downline doing it, he said, that money's coming to me. I don't want your money. I was like, what do you mean the money coming to you? This is a perfect example of how that works. So if they're at 15% and they're at 3%, what? That's a 12. They're getting paid 12% of that 450 BV.
That's cool that Amway doesn't just not pay.
Right.
They still want to pay it out to someone.
They have to. Yeah.
Oh.
By rules, they have to pay it to someone. So even if I was the upline and you were up the line and you weren't doing, you doing like 45 PV and they skipped up and somebody's doing 27 PV, they gonna keep skipping up. And they don't care if it's the diamond, they don't care if it's the platinum, whoever. They gonna keep skipping up until they find somebody who's at a different percentage level than that leg, and they gonna say, okay, they get the check. So that's how that works. All right. So this is the part that kind of blew our minds, is how this can work on a grander scale, and why this is so important. You start now with establishing 150 points and getting a habit to it, because once you get a big group, this is where it starts really affecting you hard. So let's say that here you are again, you did your 150 points, 3%, 450 BV. Let's say you had those same two legs and they just duplicated you, right? Let's say leg 2 broke out and was like, they sponsored, there's a total of 7 of them. They sponsored 3 legs, they're growing now. Excuse me. So leg 1, now they're over 1,000 PV, right? So they're 12% level. So now your group total is 1,350. You're at the 12% level. You haven't moved up to another bonus bracket. So both of y'all are 12%. Here's basically what happens. So because y'all, again, because y'all at the same PV level, basically you don't get paid differential off of this leg, off of leg 2. There's nothing to pay you off of. So in essence, when you add together all of the volume from this, which is, I didn't put it up here. No, I'm saying not the volume, but the BV. You're missing out on all of this BV to get paid from. This is the biggest thing people miss. They look at this BV right here. That's a lot of BV to be getting paid for. You know what I mean? All you get paid for right now is your personal performance bonus and this over here. So that's going to equal out to $94.50, and that's not counting any retail profit. That's just $54 for your personal performance bonus and $40 from leg one, 40, 50 from leg one. Okay, so now this is crazy, right? What was that number again? The number? $94, right? $94. Watch this. What if you added one other leg and they duplicated you at 150 points? Your total volume now just went up from 1,350 to 1,500. Now you're at the 15% level, right? This is what's crazy. $94.50 is what you made, right? That's how much you make now. $270. That's the difference between being at one bonus bracket ahead of your team. That's a huge jump, right? Look how much money you left on the table. $94 versus $270. Who would rather get paid at $270? And all you did was add one leg and they pushed you up another level on the bonus bracket. And that's why Bob says something a lot. He always says, always fight. We'll reiterate this later, but always fight to get to the next bonus bracket in your business. And he said, I don't care if it's just you. Because when it's just you, you learn how to do that. And when it's critical to do it, you'll already be in that practice and know how to do it. So in other words, what I'm saying is, let's say it's the 28th of the month, right? And you're at a you're at 284 PV. You know, the question it would be, hold on, well, okay, this the 28th. I didn't work on some customer stuff. I'm at 285 or whatever. Is it worth it to get that extra 15 PV? Yes. Yes. Even if it's just you, yes, because you got to think, even then, you move up to the 6% level, you get paid a higher bonus off of your own PV. But then on top of that, you're in the practice of doing this. So when you have a team and people need to learn how to push to the next bonus bracket, they can do it. Because it's money you leave on the table. The money, let's put it this way, the money you would spend, and you can tell me right now, the money you would spend, let's just say that you didn't add another leg, right? Let's say you didn't add another leg, but you went out and sold enough product to move you up to the next bonus level. It's only another 150 PB. That's even worth it for the difference in $94 profit versus $270 profit. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, we hard on teaching that because we want to make sure we've seen too many times in the past where we left money on the table, and I didn't know for the lack of not understanding the compensation plan, I didn't know I was leaving money on the table. And then Bob will say that he's like, I didn't want y'all bonus. I'd be like, well, why you got our bonus? I mean, it sounds saying the guy like that, like, what do you mean? Did they mail the? He said no. I mean, he said y'all didn't. You should have moved. You should have done that extra 20 PV and moved it to another bonus level. Now you can't get paid off of that leg. They paid me your bonus. Like, oh, wow. So basically, it's the best thing you do is, and like I said, we just went over this because we want to make sure people understand, hey, these are the three basic ways. There's so many other ways outside of this that is irrelevant right now because by the time you get to those other ways of making money, you are already understanding. Then you get to the point where, like you hear people talk about, they start getting checks in the mail, they don't even know where they came from. Those are called incentives. They're incentive checks. These are your bonuses. The other stuff is called incentives. There's a couple more bonus checks, about 3 more, but we won't go over that. So just remember, don't, get the most you can get paid from your business, by doing these things. Just sticking to your 50 points retail. And that's why I've been to bring up. That 50 points retail we talked about, 50 points of customer volume. The reason why that's an Amway rule is, and let me back up and show you this example. I think it was, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So even in this example right here, right? Let's say that 60 PV, let's say 50 of it was customer volume. Number one, you're still not getting paid a differential. You're still not gonna get a paid differential. Now, but at the same time, if we were on if you did 150 PV and you still didn't have 50 points, let's say you only had 30 points of customer volume, but you were at 150 points, and you like saying, hey, there's a differential there. You know what I mean? Like in that very first example we showed. So even if you were in this very first example, let's say none of that included 50 points of customer volume. Let's say it was only 30 points of customer volume. Guess what? You still not getting paid a differential bonus. So it has to be two things to get a differential bonus. It has to be that you have adhere to the 50 PV customer rule, and it has to be that you're at a percentage level. Your total group volume puts you at a percentage level higher than the leg you're trying to get paid off. Does that make sense? Okay. Well, I'm smarter than we are. It took me a while. I was like, dang, I don't get it. I guess it had to happen to us a few times. So any questions? Anything you want to go back over or? I'm trying to bring this up. I want to show you real quick too where you can get the resources. And this is on the Amway Learning Center. So the Amway Learning Center you can find it two different ways. There's an Amway resource app that you can download on your phone, that's an awesome app. It actually has a business center. So you can't see it a little bit. It's an Amway resource app that looks kind of like this. If you scroll down, there's Amway education that's inside of it. It's gonna take you to the same place. Actually, when you click on it, it's gonna have you log in and take you to the same place that we're going right now. But so I'm gonna play real quick. It's like 2-minute videos about the two things I just talked about. So you just know how to go back and continue to brush up on it. It'll be something. It'll be something to continue to research and not research, I should say, but study. It's something to continue to study and watch what's happening as your group grows. Because as your group grows, you can almost when you're aware of when you're leaving money on the table, it'll help you when you're working with your downline to show them where they're leaving money on the table. You know. Sometimes if you get a phone call from upline, they kind of like telling you to do a little more. Hey, try to get the rest of that PV that month. They ain't saying it just because they're saying it because probably you're leaving some money on the table. You could be making a little more than you're making. Okay.
You're professional.
Is that what you said?
What kind of gum is it?
It's an extra.
I thought you said you pass around.
Extra.
That's what I was saying.
I got cold stuff.
I don't think they got that anymore.
Yeah. So this play real clear. Quick video.
That's right.
Got my phone?
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, you got an hotspot.
I don't know, because Marquise can attest to we played earlier, right? Just like
Yeah, so.
well, I'm on my own.
But his he should be on that one.
I'm on my own. Yeah,
Okay.
Had to play the widescreen.
There are 3 ways to make money as an Amway independent business owner: retail margin, bonus.
They're about to speak in tongues. Boom, boom, boom.
And incentives. This video will focus on the personal performance bonus, which is one of the monthly bonuses offered by Amway to reward you for creating sales volume. Amway calculates your personal performance bonus for you. You can find it on your bonus statement each month. Understanding how your personal performance bonus is calculated can help you.
Oh, great.
We ain't gonna do this like that. As a tech guy, that aggravates me. Pray for my patience.
I like you don't want it to work, and that's when it works.
When you tell her, I'm like,
I ain't doing it
cut
right
you
now.
off.
No, cut me off. I got it.
You want to play from the beginning?
Something else like you don't care.
Yeah.
What I normally do is just play it from the beginning. No,
He's starting over.
Yeah, that's you, girl.
Tech guy.
There we go.
There are 3 ways to make money as an Amway independent business owner: retail margin, bonuses, and incentives. This video will focus on the personal performance bonus, which is one of the monthly bonuses offered by Amway to reward you for creating sales volume. Amway calculates your personal performance bonus for you. You can find it on your bonus statement each month. Understanding how your personal performance bonus is calculated can help you maximize the money you earn through this bonus. Let's look at how it's done. 3 pieces of information are used to calculate your personal performance bonus: your personal monthly PV, your personal monthly BV, and your performance bonus percentage. You can find your monthly totals for PV and BV by logging into the Amway website. And you can find your bonus percentage by using the performance bonus schedule. Your personal PV amount determines your bonus percentage. As you buy and sell more products, your PV will grow, qualifying you for a larger percentage. Your performance bonus percentage determines the percent of your monthly BV that you'll get as a cash bonus for that month. So for example, our new IBO Lily has been selling products all month and purchased some products for her own use. She has 100 PV and 300 BV. Lily's 100 PV means she will earn a 3% personal performance bonus. She multiplies 3% times her monthly BV, in this case 300, for a bonus of $9. That's in addition to the retail margin she earned from selling products. A couple of months later, Lily is selling more products and her monthly PV is 600, with a monthly BV of 1800. Now, her PV places her in the 9% performance bonus. This means she earned a bonus of 9% of her monthly BV of 1800 for a personal performance bonus of $162, in addition to the retail margin she earned. By selling more products and growing your PV/BV, you can earn more money with the personal performance bonus to continue building your business. If you still have questions about the personal performance bonus, talk to your upline who can help you.
Do that real quick. I ain't gonna try to play it over because it's probably gonna be But you know, this is where you can go. It's the one about differential is on the same site under education, plus a whole bunch of other stuff in between that. So.
Now, in that app, when we sat down, we could show when we add a person, the percentages add up.
Yeah, I'm having it's still lingering on my phone.
I
Yeah,
still got mine
if you
too.
had it on your phone, it's still working. It's just still working.
But that's a good app. I don't know. I
Yeah.
never got it no more.
Maybe they revamped it and bring it back out.
They're probably putting in a new site.
Everybody got a ticket. So we're gonna do some door prizes. I'm gonna do 2 right now to shake it up. I'm gonna call the last 3 digits on your ticket. 537.
I know.
You can't look. Come with yourself.
Oh, all right.
Hey, I need one.
I had one.
What's my drink?
Okay.
The headphones.
535.
All right.
Hey, Maya.
Can't look. You can't look.
She can't look.
Yeah, look.
What's that?
It says a silicone suction.
Oh, so your
On the phone.
Oh, okay.
On the speaker.
That's for the car, right?
No.
So that's what her guy.
Oh, it is, but
Okay.
Smart
So
car.
we got
Smart car.
Right.
Yeah, that's ours.
we get about 15 minutes before our special guest is ready. So we'll roll to the next part of this. So the reason why that's important, the reason why I understand the volume aspect of things is so important is because, like you said, if you have goals of going 310, and hitting that 310 goal, to solidify, you want to have people making money, which means you want to be creating profit. You want to be helping other people create profit. People stick around in business even longer when they're making money, you know. And so it's about understanding that first of all. And so what we're gonna go over is we're gonna talk about some 310 structure and how that's gonna work, how it's gonna play in a bigger grand scheme of things. And let me say this before we actually roll into it. Our next conference coming up is in April. We got another special event that's going to be coming up between there. Harold will talk about a little later. But our next conference coming up in April is going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. So it's April 20.
7, 28, 29.
Yeah. Green,
Yeah, we were there last year.
well, this is winter spring leadership. So it's a 97-day sprint to make that happen to spring leadership. So what we want to talk about is why
Yo, we talking as it is.
you looking at me like this?
Yeah,
So but in any case, so the pockets of 310 that are created are going to help us reach a goal by spring leadership of the possibility of this team actually going over 7,500 as a team.
Ooh.
The reason why we want to do that is because, again, like I'll reiterate again, Bob and Regina are looking for somebody to step up. When we got to Jersey, we answered that call. We was like, we're going to be the ones to make sure y'all get this jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like Seasons say, producing over a third of the numbers that help that. Here's what the thing is. Coming out of that conference, a lot of y'all were probably kind of like, okay, well, I wanted to see a little more than what happened when we came out of that conference. The way that we fix that is by actually solidifying outside of that a volume goal. And so we're going to show you how what we just showed you ties into this. So winter spring leadership is
But also, the way that we were talking about solidifying is we're not just throwing mud up on the wall.
Right.
Think about because we was on the phone a lot doing that. We're not just throwing mud up on the wall. We have a strategy in place, and it's a proven strategy. If we
Right.
follow it and if we unify it while we're following it, it'll work.
Right.
So we come out of that conference, and you just won't see just one 7,500. It'll trickle down, and we saw that at winter conference with other people.
Yeah. So it's about starting. This is about starting. Yeah. You want to say it first? It's about starting a movement. It's about because trust me. First of all, our goal ain't to go 7,500 platinum. That's not our goal. Our goal is really like a lot of y'all to go diamond. But for real, it's about affecting other people's lives. Because you got to think about it. You know, if y'all are a platinum couple, you know what I mean? I don't know what to call you. If y'all a platinum couple, I mean, it's not going to benefit you any to not be able to help somebody else do the same thing. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. So what we're doing is we're setting up something here. We talked to Bob and Regina about this. Showed them kind of everything that we were talking to you about. They put their stamp of approval. Was like, yo, y'all run with that. Like, if y'all really run with that, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. The results is so simple, but the flip side of that, the results will be exponential. You know, so she just put save the date here. What the location is announced now. Greenville, South Carolina. April. Tickets are available. To get your ticket now, you know, which is pretty awesome. So, you've been to a winter conference, you know, going to a Coliseum conference. Oh my goodness, you ain't even been. You think you've been to a conference? It's a whole nother animal.
And
It's a whole nother.
come.
For that to be the first conference you come to,
Yeah.
yes. So it's just seeing leadership. Mostly, you'll see people on the stage. You saw people at Taylor Winter Conference that were, platinums, rubies. But when you get like diamond mindset after diamond mindset, people that's emeralds going diamond, people that's in diamond qualification, when you get that level of mindset, it's just totally different. It's totally different. It's gonna blow your mind. So we're gonna talk about now the game plan. So this is based upon most of y'all have goals of going 310. I know some of y'all say you want to go 310 this year. Some of y'all talking about going 310 by summer conference. Some people said, hey, I want to go 310 in by April. And for some of us the ones here who've gone 310, it's about what Louise put out, right? It's about going 310 again outside of what you already done. Producing another 310 ship. So, and we'll talk about, because maybe that's not, if you don't have a goal of going 310, I mean, it's your business. It's your business. So this game plan is based upon people who want to produce a 310 ship. So let me make sure before I get up. Okay. So foundationally, it starts with you, of course, right? So it's about you being a great example to everybody that you're about to bring into business. So it's you creating and generating as an IBO 150 points a month, which we just talked about in the previous section. So about how do you do that, getting 100-point ditto. If you need to figure out how to work that out, whether it's budget-wise, whether it's, hey, I need to generate some more customers, I need to do 50 points of customer volume. It's about sitting down with people that you're working with and saying, hey man, look, I've been working on it. I need to figure out, I got a few things I'm trying to figure out. I got to get this 150 points done a month. This is a business of, I love what Harold says all the time, overcoming. It is. It's a business of overcoming, meaning like nobody, it's very rare that you'll find people getting the business, they don't have anything to overcome whatsoever. Right. For some of us, it's finances and getting them straight so you can do volume. You'll find people that's going to get in the business and they're going to look at this and laugh and be like, 150 points, done. What's next? But if your thing is this is something that has to be figured out as a step one. This has to be, because if this doesn't work, we can't do this, we can't duplicate it, and the rest of it's not going to work. So this is going to be pretty simple. This is what we call this. This is called the +1 program. And I love it because Harold was thinking about this while I was thinking about it, and he said it to me in the hotel room at Winter Conference. And when he said it, he called it the penny double. And I was like, listen to him. I was like, what are you talking about? Penny double? I said, no, he's talking about a slight edge. I get it. So I was like, what are you talking about penny double? And then when he explained it, I really got excited. I'm a phlegmatic. I got excited on the inside because I couldn't believe he was talking about the same thing that we had just been talking about like weeks prior. I was like, wow. So to be honest with you, here's what I said, man, God confirmed. God confirmed this is what we should be doing because we was on the same wavelength without even knowing it. So here's what happens. Let's say in January, which is still time because a lot of people are already about to do this. On the brink, a lot of people on the brink of doing this, and a lot of we can still have this done. It's about putting in the work, which we'll talk about a little later. So here's all it is. After you in January, you add one IBO, one new IBO in January. That IBO would duplicate you based upon, again, that proper foundation being set up of you doing your 150 points. The team now, you and the help with the team, can teach that new person how to do 150 points. So that's January. That's not a hard goal, right?
Right.
I just need one person. I think a lot of times people have got hung up on in a month saying, I need to get 3 new legs this month. I need to get, I need to get this many new legs this month. But in a month, if you just said, I need to get 1 leg that's going to duplicate you. Now, sometimes I will tell you, it's going to take more than one person sponsored to actually find somebody that will duplicate you. Sometimes it will. You know what I mean? That's not always the case. So I talked to you a minute about, because Bob said, hey, make sure you tell them certain criteria and remind them of the criteria we're looking for in sponsoring these type of people to make this work. So guess what happens in February? +1. When I say +1, that means you add another person and help the person that you sponsored the last month, sponsor a person. That's it. You know how easy this is? Duplicate what you did in January for yourself. But guess what? This person has a list. They have an A list, they have a B list. The work for them should be basically teaching them how to build a list and you going through their list and helping them sponsor somebody. That's it. But here's what's crazy. As you duplicate that, it's 4 of y'all now doing 150 points a month. You get the 600 PV level in February. And y'all kind of get the point now because what happens in March? Plus one. Look, you add another one. The person you sponsored in January adds another one. But you still helping them work their list. The first person you had in February has a list, right? A, B list. You help them add one. But guess what? It's the same thing. That person, you help them sponsor, they got a list. Help them sponsor one. You're over 1,000 points now. You're 1,200 points. What you have to remember about this is you have a team of people that's going to help you. Because right now, when you get to this point, you still got list of work, and then you got 4 other people that just get registered business that got lists. So guess what? By now, you're going to be busy working lists. It ain't going to be just you. It's going to be other people on your upline helping you work these lists to find one person to get sponsored. So like I said, by then, now you're up to 8 IBOs and 1,200 points. What happens the next month in April?
Add one.
Add one. You add another one, and everybody. So basically, just think like this: is everybody on your team adding one? Everybody on your team adding one. You're at 2,400 PV, and guess what? That's a 310 ship. It's over, yeah. It's actually 416. It's a 310 ship. So you ask, how can I go 310 by April? That's it. Was that?
No, that's what I heard.
No, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the team that we already have as far as their team.
No, but this is basically, this is what happened by April. That's what we call it. This is +1. You just add one every month. Does that seem it's simple to think about? So let's backtrack a little bit to we talk about everyone. So again, we talked about this is the Coleman team goal by Taylor Summer Conference 12-100. You know, and this is what's going to help us because in April we want to hit a goal. We have a team goal of 7,500, but we want to continue that 1+ outside of April. That's not a from now to April game plan. That's a now until game plan. Because if you keep duplicating that and duplicating that, what do you think gonna happen by summer conference? What do you think gonna happen by summit? By summit, it ain't gonna be us at platinum. It's gonna be downline platinums breaking. Platinum. It's gonna be downline people going platinum because we just continue this simple. And you know what? When new people get in business, it helps them so much because you're keeping it simple. Hey, what's our goal this first month of business? Get you a new person registered. We move to the next month. What's the next goal? Hey, we're gonna help you get another person registered. We're gonna help that person that you just registered get somebody started. And you keep duplicating that until you start getting to a point where you're like, hey man, I got 6 lists of work. You call it, hey man, I need some help. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna be outside of us adding one. We're gonna be running all over the place. I want to tell you something. Nobody in here ever feel bad about circumstances that you have in life that you can't control. You know what I mean? Giorgio got 4 kids. Marquise and Easy got 2. You know what I mean? We got 1. Some of us ain't got no kids, but we have other things like multiple jobs. We have a college that you're working on. What I'm saying is this. There's ways to fit the business into, to work your life around the business. There's ways to do that. If you want this to be a priority, there's ways to do that. But also at the same time, this is a team effort. This ain't a you-do effort. This is a team effort. This is about calling somebody and be like, hey, I got this, I need help. You know, even if it's like, hey, I didn't schedule this many MG1s, I need some help doing some of these MG1s. I can't, my schedule is just, I'm trying to figure out because what we want to do is make sure people are not at the mercy of just your schedule in order to get an MG1. If they're looking for something, I'm gonna tell you something. This is something y'all probably heard in the business, and this was told to me directly by Dirk Taylor, and because people have said this before. I think Laura Taylor said it on that messenger app audio, but they said you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Yes, you can. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, because if somebody's looking for a business opportunity and you're not quick about, first of all, if you're not presenting it with enough posture, you can say the wrong things. Because what they're gonna say is like, I don't know about what you got. I'm gonna go look to see what somebody else got. You know, think about it. If you was buying a car, right, and you need a car, and you go into a car lot, but the guy at the car lot that you trying to buy the car from, he sound kind of shaky. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you're like, how do I even work in here? You know what I mean? You like, I need a car. I just not gonna buy it from you. What I'm telling you is that I've seen this happen in business. People who end up on somebody else's team, and he was talking about that. You ever seen people do that, right? You seen people they'll hook up with this person, but then next thing you know, like 2 months later, you'll see them registered by this person over here. You'd be like, why is that the case? You know, well, it's probably because they were looking for this. It's just the person who was presenting it. So what I'm telling you is that the 9 core steps is going to be vital to this. About reading, listening to audios. That's so your mind can be geared up. So when you are talking to people, when you are doing MG1s, if you're the one making phone calls, if you're out and about contacting, that you're properly geared towards attracting the right people. Because this is what we start talking about, the criteria of the type of people you're looking for. So Bob always says, look for things you don't have in your business. What I mean is this. If I come into, I'm just use myself for example. If I come into the business and I'm a very shy person, I like talking to people, I'm having a hard time going out meeting people, go find somebody who's not like that. Go find your polar opposite. Go find somebody who all over like Harold. Me and Harold polar opposites. Now I've of course learned how to break out of that, because this is actually would be normally uncomfortable sitting in front of 10 people and trying to talk. But what I'm saying, he always say find your polar opposite. If you're in a place where you have no time, like I'm talking about, like you have absolutely no time, you're working 60 hours a week, you got another job, you got something else going on over here, find somebody who don't have that. He always say that. Find somebody who don't have that. If you have a money problem, find somebody who don't have a money problem. Because if you back up, when you want to find somebody and create that 150 points, the first person you want to look for, and I remember Mike LeBou said this. He said, I asked him when he was about 4,000. I was like, what happened? Why you start growing all of a sudden? He said, I started sponsoring people who could do 150 points. Because you got to think about something. This business ain't about just structure. Structure does yield results, but it's also about people producing volume. Because if you had a team of 416 and only 2 of them were producing volume, that means you 416 at 300 PV. Who wants to be 416 at 300 PV? Nobody. So if you find people who can produce 150 points, or who can figure out how to produce 150 points. Because some people, it's not about whether they got it or not, it's whether they can learn and overcome and figure it out. Now, I will say this. Oh, it's time for our guest. I'll come back to that in a second. We got a special guest. He says what?
I don't know.
I will tell you, we had another special guest, a very special guest, but we had to say that to another time.
Hey, Calvin!
Welcome, everybody.
Great.
Girl, don't say who the special guest is.
I don't know who it is. You never told me.
Well, you know this phone number. That's what I said.
Don't say it, just word.
I think I know.
I really don't know the phone number. You know, our generation don't remember phone numbers.
Yeah.
Why is this already on my
Need to use brain. Right.
Tell me how we hang out. I mean, I hang out, y'all. FaceTime. I mean, FaceTime. Right?
Call FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why is it saying Hangouts?
I think it's
Yeah,
Click it.
same time. It's a video chat.
No, it's Hangouts.
Oh, they might be using.
No, just press call.
Yeah. Go see your call.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
FaceTime. Yeah.
That's FaceTime audio. Go to
That's
video.
FaceTime audio?
Yeah, hang up and go to video.
It's actually blocking them out, though.
There it is. Click FaceTime.
It's FaceTime and then FaceTime.
Android users, man.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Oh, we can't see you. I think you gotta press FaceTime. Can we turn the TV up?
It's the fourth button and the bottom. You gotta count. No, the other way.
I got you.
Don't press 3. Press 4.
There we go.
Hey!
Let me turn it around. See if the camera turns around. There it is.
Hey.
He's on webcast too.
All right, so we have
How's everybody tonight?
Oh, good.
Fourth button. From your
what
side.
button from my
From your
side.
side.
Where the buttons?
At the bottom.
We're just getting our volume up
Okay.
across the
TV.
board.
Actually, the volume is coming from here, so y'all just
Why?
got to be quiet. I don't know. All right, there we go. Okay, we can hear you now.
Alright, cool.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good
Good
evening.
Calvin, who all do you have there?
All right, so let's start over here with introduce yourself.
Anaya.
Eric. We got Harold.
Harold.
Hey, Marquise.
Lashonda.
Jeez.
Denicia, Chelsea, hi, Season,
Oh, and we got
Giorgio.
and
That's about 6 people online.
yeah. So outside of people here, it's about 6 other people that are webcasting.
San
From out in
Antonio.
Texas, San Antonio, and
Maryland.
Maryland.
All right. I don't know if they'll be able to hear us or not, unless you've got that technology set up for that.
I don't. They might be able to hear you, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Calvin and Season asked Regina and I to take a few minutes to say hi to everybody. Understand that you were all getting together this evening and talking about some of the basics of the marketing plan and making money and how it works. And that understanding is very helpful, especially as your business moves forward. Regina and I are obviously someplace else. We're not there with you. We're in Breckenridge, Colorado, and have been for about a week. That's outside of west of Denver, up in the mountains. It's about 9,500 feet above sea level. That's where we're eating tonight, spending the night. Today we were up on top of a mountain about 12,500 feet.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
Bob and I have been skiing together for about 15 years. Bob is a pro at it, but I've been doing it for about 15 years. And today was one of those days where the weather was beautiful, the skiing was hard, and then it was getting hard to do. And Bob's like, just relax, just relax. So I was like, I don't want to relax, I'm a little stressed out. But it all worked out fine, and we had a great day. Nobody got hurt, and it was great. But, we are really excited that, you guys got together and going through the basic marketing plan. When I started as a single mom, that was really kind of the first things that I just wanted to understand. Like, well, if I'm supposed to keep everything in the family or make sure I'm getting all the money on the table that there is, how does that really happen? And so I'm really excited that you guys did that and went through that. And Caesar and Calvin are wonderful at being able to explain that. There's things out on the Amway website. Of course, I'm available as well. But I just realized that, being my own best customer was the first place I really had to start. And as I grew a team and as Bob and I were married and we had our team, we were always focused on being able to look at how we could keep our business profitable. So kudos to all of you guys for taking the time to come together and really take a look at the numbers.
All right, so Calvin, I can't tell if you can hear us now or not, can you?
Yes.
Yes.
somebody else is telling you to focus on, or what you hear in an info session. You don't know what to think. That's why it's very important if you're growing your business, and growing means you're doing something you haven't done before, that you're not completely comfortable with. In fact, building your business is basically stepping out of being comfortable and doing something uncomfortable. And so it requires that you have somebody else that you can trust, or you've developed trust with, that can say, this is what will happen if you just keep doing this, or if you change that, it will improve the result. So trust is really important. What I've seen over time is in teams that some people just have a real tough time with trust. They either didn't grow up with much of it. It takes a lot of courage to trust somebody, especially if your trust has been not proven to be worth it with other people. And here's somebody saying, if you trust me, this will work out. And you don't see it always working out, so you're wondering, should I trust this person? And that's a tough thing. And some people, they come into the business, they can never get over that hurdle. They just don't know if they can trust people because it's been something that hasn't worked out well for them in life. And that's a very sad way to live. Ultimately, finding people you can trust in is a very rewarding part of life and a vital part of building a successful business. So, if you sponsor people and they just can't get past that, they might and they might not. So all you can do is sponsor people for them, keep the business moving forward, keep building depth, and hope that eventually maybe something that's said at a function or a book or an audio make a difference to them.
Yeah, and I like to add here that, trust is all about consistency and dependability. And I think when somebody starts out new, it's like, well, why are you going to help me? And, Caesar and I have had conversations about this. LaShonda and I have, and different people over the years have. And it's really just about being able to talk the talk and walk the walk. And so, I've done grand openings where people didn't show up for a new IBO, and that's okay. And I've done beauty breaks and artistry things where people weren't necessarily coming the way they said they were coming. That's okay. The important thing is that we're a team, and that commitment is not going to go anywhere. And I think being on the Roberts team right now, you guys are in a very exceptional place in time. And so being able to be with Susan Calvin as they are continuing to build their platinum business, you are learning how to build your own platinum business as well.
And that's probably a good place for Regina and I to wrap up here tonight with you, is that the Roberts team is in a nice position to make a run to platinum. And if you're sitting there, you're new, you're going, well, why should I care? Because everything you're a part of with your upline, that's how your downline will learn to do that with you. So as you build your business and get excited about a goal, teams don't grow until teams grow with a goal in sight they can commit to. That Roberts team, and as well as many other people on there, people who were attending those winter conference that made commitments, people that are really moving their business forward because they're moving themselves forward. If you move yourself forward, your business will move forward. So that means moving yourself out of your comfort zone into things that are uncomfortable for you. That's how all people grow in every aspect of life. You don't grow by doing something that's comfortable. So, but teams that have goals cause more people to be willing to move out of their comfort zone, trust to get stronger, get excited about your upline's goals, and your team is excited about helping you reach your goals. So we think it's going to be a great year for Calvin and Season and for many other people on there, on the Edmonds team, on the Roberts team, people that have been 310 that are looking to requalify for beach leadership, for new people like James and Tracy, and for Eric, people that are really coming on and that have recommitted themselves like Chelsea. It's very exciting to see what's happening for all of you. LaShonda's taking action. We're very excited about the activity that you guys have come out of the function with. So I'm just going to encourage you to keep coming, because I'm telling you, this could be a great year for all of you to be a part of seeing Calvin season go silver during the course of 2018.
Right.
So, Calvin, do you have anything in particular you wanted us to touch on or add before we leave?
No, that was awesome. A lot of the people here are excited about. Of course, we just got the information for April for spring leadership.
Greenville.
So in Greenville, everybody's excited about that. Yeah, and Harold's going to be talking to them in a minute about doing a little promotion for the team meeting on February 17th. So
Yeah, we really want to look forward to seeing everybody
Yes.
there at the team meeting because it's a great place to bring your newest person so that they can see that this is a team that they can commit to and start to develop some trust in. So we're looking forward. We'll be back for that, God willing, but we're planning on it. And we'll look forward to seeing all of you there. So from Regina and I in the high mountains of Colorado, good night, guys.
Good night.
Right.
Bye-bye.
all right, thank you.
No, you want to put me in the packet play? Oh, stand there till he sleep. Be up and sleep first.
All right, so
He was like, he gotta go to sleep first, then he can lay on down.
everything is straight in the back with the.
Cookies,
Was
man.
that him?
Man. I want to survive Virginia.
So if you haven't, you get a chance to meet Bob and Regina in person. Like I said, they have a big vision for this team as a whole. I know they talk about the Roberts team on platinum. It's really more about us helping them reach the goals they want to reach because they've done so much for us. That's what this business is all about. You people helping you, you helping them. We're pulling each other. But I'll wait till everybody come back. I want to talk about the next part of this, just like the activity phase of making this happen. Oh, you want to do another door prize?
Okay. 540. Come on, me.
You remember your number?
Come on, me. Hey, look.
Rick.
Come on.
I know, but
You already got one of them. You want me to get something else? Just already got one of them.
Oh, you need one new.
Okay.
manifest.
533. Shut up.
You see, oh man.
Manifest.
Oh,
Johnny got his face.
yay!
That's your It's the in your hair, girl.
You do another?
He's like, can you
You worked it up.
538.
Come on.
All right, Georgia.
I'm gonna take the bag over so you
Okay.
Can you look pick for you?
He's like, what is that?
Band-Aids.
For real?
Yeah.
Really?
Louise bought that back for me from Achievers.
Hey.
Amway.
Right, because it's just, they don't sell them. It's like a gift they gave it Achievers.
That's not if you hurt yourself chasing volume.
You need a band-aid.
536. All right.
Not right.
You might as well just went out and gave prizes to everybody.
Right.
Yeah, everybody
You
get
were calling the numbers until
More fun though. It's more fun.
Right. Might win again.
Add to the mission.
Ah!
Oh, it's a legacy of Queens.
That's stuff.
Okay.
Those are really nice. I think my child out.
Good for product expo right there.
534.
Yay!
Last but not least.
I don't know. I haven't one yet.
Okay,
Just the two of us or just me?
I won.
Put me in that category.
Just save it.
Hey!
539.
You should have known that was good.
Hey, what one of the kids that came out?
What about webcast? What webcast ticket?
Webcast.
They got a ticket.
You gonna have to send this
And
one.
webcast, y'all got tickets.
Nice. Is it out the headphones?
Yes.
Yup, they nice. No, you got your.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got headphones.
You sound that.
They only
Yeah,
I
Jordan
think they
is
got
in our room.
You want?
I mean,
Well, everybody got fries.
everybody.
Okay.
AC and last.
All right, so
This one just fine.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up with two things, and for the kids, patience and morale.
Are they watching a movie now?
Okay. Well,
What's
so
sound smacking in the mic?
so we talk about now. Let's talk about
Oh, that's me actually.
the strategy or. Man, I can teach you now.
I'll wait.
You know, the teacher get quiet.
I say all the time.
He's like,
I'll
I'll
wait.
just wait till you finish.
That's what you said.
That's what you say. I'm gonna wait till you finish. You
That's what I
said,
say to my students. I'll wait. I wish I could say to them names. I'll wait. Now clean this up.
Oh my God.
all right, so in the 1+ strategy, here's if you want to talk about the game plan or I guess the activity of doing this is back to the Coleman team standard, which is 10 MG1s a month. 10 MG1s a month should produce personally 10 MG1s, sponsoring one new person. At least one new person. But here's the goal. You might sponsor more than that, but what you're really looking for is the right person. So let's stop a minute and talk about. We talked about it for a little bit. What the right person is. The right person is somebody who quickly and early on they adhere to the 9 core steps. And then you're looking for people who, and Bob usually gives all these criteria. You're looking for people who they have a job, they have a car, they It's not so much that they have disposable income. That's preferred. But you're looking for somebody who at least know how to. You're looking for somebody who knows how to figure things out. Even if they don't have disposable income, they don't make a lot of excuses. You know, there's been times we've sat down with people where they might not necessarily have the income. I've seen it 2 different ways. They don't have the income to produce, to do their volume. Because when you start a business, it takes money to start a business. I had a guy ask me the other day on the phone call. He was like, so mentorship, yeah. So in mentorship, do I have to pay for mentorship? I said, no, but they mentored us to start a business. That costs money. He was like, okay, so it costs money to get mentorship? No, it costs money to start a business. They mentor you in the business that you're gonna start. I mean, you want people who understand that stuff, who say, hey, look, okay, yes, I'm starting a business. Of course, it costs money.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And so you look. Those are some of the criteria of the type of people you're looking for. Some of them, we've had people who didn't have the money to really start a business, but we never knew that. They did what they had to do. They sold stuff. I don't know. Some people. You heard about what's the girl who got a second job at McDonald's to do her Sarah McGraw. Yeah. So you have people doing stuff, and they don't always go call the upline and be like, "Do you think I should get it?" She said it, didn't she? You told her. She said, "I didn't call my upline and say, should I get a second job at McDonald's to do my volume?" She just went and did it. That's a figure it out, overcoming person. You know, that's what you're looking for. Those are the type of people you're looking for. You know, because that it'll just be frustrating if you keep registering people and they won't adhere or get jumped into the 9 core steps. If they don't get jumped into the 9 core steps early, I'm gonna tell you what, that's a big red flag. The process already is designed, if we do it properly, if we take people through the 6-step process correctly, on the other end of that, people should come out of that filter and they should be the right people. But I'm gonna tell you right now, some people will say one thing out of their mouth and do something else in their head. That's why we always say, watch what people do. You hear what they say, but watch what they do. I hear you, but I don't see you doing the 9 core steps. So I can't really, that eliminates me, because they say, I love what Mike LeBou said, protect your time, your energy, your heart. You can't spend time with people who are going to continue. Bob told us that. You can't spend time with people who are going to waste your time, your energy. They're going to keep on. And when they say your heart, what it is this. It's the people who say, bro, we bros. I'm going to be with you, bro. Man, I knew we was. You know, the people get off. Man, dude, I know we were supposed to. Man, God brought us together. You know what I mean? You like, man, I'm with you, man. Dude, you know, hey man, you got your stuff together, man. Come pick you up for this conference. I ain't going to the conference. Am I crazy? Yeah. I thought we were just. I thought we was it. Then I'm like, I just text him the next day. Hey, man, just want to check on you, see how you doing. Crickets chirping, tumbleweed. Wow, they just disappeared. You got them. That's protect your heart, because them people will make you think, oh man, we locked in. This is us, and then they disappear, like you talked about earlier. They say one thing, do another. That's not the people you're looking for. So watch what people do. Even though people sit in front of you, I love what Billy Schwartz said at the conference. He sit in front of people and say, you know what I mean? Because people, will you give this 2 to 5 years? Now, don't tell me in your mind. Don't say that in your mind. You're saying, because all y'all have probably experienced that, right? Mm-hmm. All y'all, we've all experienced that. But Sean, we sat down with a dude who was like, who was like, yeah, I'll go through the 6-step process. Oh yeah. Then it's like we got the step. We couldn't get past step 2. It's like all of a sudden all this crazy life showed up from nowhere.
That you didn't have before.
You didn't have before. You didn't have the MG2 made you have crazy life all of a sudden. So you have to. So in finding people, we're looking for the right people. We're creating a movement. You know, and sometimes just in 10 MG1s, if you might sponsor 3, out of those even 3, you probably find one person who actually is that your +1. So that's the mindset we want to have is. Don't think the +1 is I just sponsored one person. It's about sponsoring the right person. Mm-hmm. That's the only way this type of dude. Because even the same things are gonna happen when you helping that person on their list. You're gonna know it. You can be calling the list and you can be like, no, that's the wrong. That's you gotta. You can get the red. You'll start learning the red flags that pop up in a 6-step process. And you can almost. Marquise can probably tell you just as well as anybody else here, but I know Marquise has some experience with people that he's been like, he'll call me, he'd be like, red flag. Strike 1. Yeah, there you go. Strike 1, strike 2. I ain't saying we like cold-hearted with people. I know it's people will call you, hey, I had an emergency come up. I can't make a meeting. Okay, cool. It's the habitual offenders. It's the people who all of a sudden, every time you turn around, something their life falling apart, and I can't make this. I can't come here. I can't do this, and that's cool. You're just not the right person. You're not who we're looking for right now. Your life is not. You're not ready in life to make a decision to actually do something financial to change your life, and that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'm just telling you from our perspective. We just have to keep honed in on who we're looking for. We got to make sure we understand and know who we're looking for. Once we know that, it cuts out frustration. Never, because you never get emotionally attached to somebody who you think is going to do something until they actually do it. Actually, a lot of people like Georgia and Mark, it was like, it takes a while to get emotionally attached to somebody because they have to go through, that's why y'all in this room, and even I'm going to include even Eric because I've seen a passion out of him that I've actually only seen probably once so far, and that's out of Harold, which is funny. I don't know how y'all get the car together. I was
Look at Naya like,
It's 2 of them now.
Hey, that's what I said. Eric, I said it's 2 of them.
Naya and Chloe was like, just duplicating yourself. I understand.
Y'all like soul brothers. Y'all get the
We was like, woo! Woo! It was crazy.
Harold about blew me out of the business. I'm like, calm down, bro. I know you're excited, but calm down.
It's all personality.
It's the attitude.
Yeah, but I'll say this even for people like Eric that have seen that type of drive and energy before, like that, and just how you talk about the business. You know what I mean? Everybody in here, people that we've been around, can honestly say, like, we created heartstrings. We care about y'all. I mean, it ain't just, we hope y'all do some volume and, hope you sponsor some people. No, we really care about not just the business, it's about your life. You know what I mean? And The reason why, so that's the reason why I'm on the topic of protecting your heart a little bit, because when you're doing this, you'll start to, if you're that type of person who gets attracted to this business anyway, what's going to happen is somebody will get in your business, you'll start getting involved with their life, right? You'll start getting involved with what's going on with their kids, what's going on with their family, you know what I mean? You be over their parents' house eating cake and stuff and chicken and, you know what I mean? And then, but it's almost like, but it's almost like then you get to a point where people just disappear on you. And you kind of like, I thought we were, you know what I mean? And you kind of were, if you're not careful, you rely too much on that one person to kind of be dependable in your business. So you got to protect your heart.
At that point, too, it's so important that you lean in more to the team, not pull away.
Right.
Because you're going to need to be reminded. Your self-image can take a hit at that time when you think you've done something, but you need to be reminded of what our purpose is, and people will come and go, and we'll bless them while they're here, and then they'll go. But if you pull into the team, you'll be reminded of what we're trying to do, and you can go out, you get re-strengthened and rejuvenated, and you can go out and do it again.
Right.
Hurt a little bit, but just keep moving on.
And then even in protecting your energy, you know what I mean? You don't want to keep trying to, if you sponsor him, this first person couple, whoever it is, and they're the wrong person, and you trying to drag him everywhere, you know what I mean? You trying to find out how you come into the conference, you trying to talk them up. Team meeting coming up, you got to talk them up. Info session, you got to talk them up. You know how you feel when you out trying to talk to somebody else? It's like, hey man, how you doing? Yeah, Calvin, nice to meet you. I'm tired. It's like you just mentally, you like, I'm tired. I'm tired of just pulling everybody all the time. You coming? Come on, man. You can do it. Come on, man. You can do it, man. Come on. Come on. You like, you like, come on, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. Come on, you know. Then at the end of the day, you're like, my goodness, I ain't got no energy. I'm zapped. Instead of being around people that energize you. You know what I mean? I get around Eric, I'm like, dude, this dude is... Get around Eric and Harold, I'm about to explode. my battery level is like on the... You can't tell. You can't tell. But even still, anybody, you know what I mean? We see the Shonda info session, talking to Georgia call me. These are energizing interactions and conversations because you can see people want something. And they doing things without you pulling on them to do it to make results happen. That's the difference. So when if you notice your energy is that, it's probably because you're working with somebody that you trying to do too much convincing, too much talking into. You're trying to, and you just like, don't ever get to a point of desperation where you just want to get that +1 so bad that you're gonna sponsor anybody. Because you're gonna be upset because you're gonna get to the next month and be like, they go, hey, I start all over again. I can't even go to the next +1 because I'm stuck with the first one who just dipped on me. So it might take a few. My point is this: it might take a few. It might take a few people to sponsor. You might hit a month where you might get to February where you sponsor one, and that is the one. And that might just be because probably you got a little better at filtering people out of the process. Remember that when you got somebody in the process, you can take it away from them. Just because somebody wants to continue going through the process. Sometimes I've done that. I'm like, no, I don't think this is a good fit. I just don't, because I see where this is going from here. I've been down this road before. No, we're going to stop it we'll stop right now. And more than likely, the person on the other end do not fight you. They be like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. This is not good.
I'm tired.
Yeah. So keep those criteria down of the type of people you're looking for. You know what I mean? When people get into business and you talk about 5150, even if you talk about, we need to sit you up on 100-point ditto. Even if they say, man, I want to do a 100-point ditto. Man, my finances are just a little tight right now. Okay, let's figure that out. But if you got somebody who will keep fighting you, like, man, I can't do it. I don't know how I'm going to do a 100-point ditto. I don't know how I'm going to do a 100-point. And they just keep on, and you're like, okay, maybe this is not the right time for you right now to be. Because if you're not going, I want to work with you to show you how to overcome. But if you can't learn how to overcome, if you want to be in the vein of learning, nobody's going to come into business just being a straight overcomer. You might find a couple of those here and there. But for the majority part, a lot of us come in this business and we have to learn how to overcome. We have to learn to. There's things in life that you don't experience right now that you got to learn how to overcome. When you got, especially when you got job mentality, right? Because you go to work, they tell you when to be there, when to eat lunch, they tell you when you can go home, they tell you how much you're getting paid. All you got to do is just go to work and do your job. The most overcoming you probably got is I don't feel like waking up in the morning to go to work. Maybe you got some negative going on at work. Maybe you got some people. But when it's overcoming on your own terms, that's a totally different animal.
Mm-hmm.
When you start a business and you figure out I'm faced with overcoming, and you have the option to walk away from it, and it don't affect you directly paying your bills tomorrow, most people choose to walk away until they learn. You know what? I'm tired of being a person in life who don't fight and overcome stuff, and they stick in and they overcome. So that's why you look for those. You look for people who say, "Dude, you say it's important for me to be at the info session. I'll be there every week." You say it's important for me to read, dude. I'm gonna read. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you about what I've been reading. Dude, I'm gonna tell you about these audios I've been listening to. Those are the type of people you're looking for. So I don't know if something you want to add to that. So the game plan again is just going through this process every month. Trust me, January 20th, there's still time. Stacking up MG1s. There's still time. Just dig in, find lists. People you haven't talked to yet. I just did that. Mike LeBou, I said he had the nerve to call me out from stage. Oh, you heard him. You told Calvin, I just created a list of 70 names and numbers. He know how to push my button. But I went home, I dug up, right? I dug up about already the next week after, I dug up about 15 more people. And I'm sitting there like, where did I get these people from? So you know what it makes me know? Because we've been in the business longer than everybody. You got more people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think you do, but you do. It takes you to sit down and really sometimes sit down and just take a minute and think, who am I missing? For me, I did that. On top of that, I scrolled through a couple of my social medias. I was like, who am I missing for real? And then some people I had to be like, okay, for real, why haven't you talked to him yet? Just get real with yourself. Be like, why haven't I talked to him yet? Him, her, that couple. And it could be, hey, I don't think they'd be interested in this, which is a bad thought. It could be, I'm scared to talk to them. Bad thought. That'll be overcome. Sometimes those are the people you find out are the people who really get in your business, Harold.
Oh,
right? Yeah. You find other people getting in your business and they start blazing. And you be like, all it took is that 10 seconds of courage. All I did is just say something. Hey. And sometimes it's people that you overlook because you don't think they have the qualifications to build a business.
Mm.
Now you prejudge it. To me, really, you prejudge it all three ways, but it's those categories. So you got people who you may think they were too well off or something. I don't know if they would be able to do this. You got people you scared to call, and you got people who you just actually. It's not that the last group I'm talking about. It's not so much that they so high up, like making all this money and stuff that you don't think they'd be interested. It's actually you're thinking of them too low. You're like, no, he wouldn't be able to do this because it's been people got in a business that surprise you on that end too. Where it starts, you have to be able to get into a conversation with them in the first place and make a phone call, and you just don't know.
That's what your parents said about you. You shy. You don't like talking to nobody. You're not gonna do this. Blah 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 blah.
My parents told me that when they found out I was doing this, they was like, "You the shyest of all our kids. You don't even talk to people. You don't even make friends in school. How you gonna do this?" I'll prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. And then I'm gonna take care of you when it's time for you to go to the nursing home because I ain't gonna let you go to the nursing home.
Ooh.
Shell said she's gonna let her mama go.
No, but
You gonna have to top notch. You can't stay here. I'm sorry. Let me start looking for you,
Yo, the baby sleep. Hey, she was passionate about that, man.
No, but
pray for me later, won't we?
we'll kind of end on that. Just the 10 MG1s a month. Dig in, find more people to talk to. Keep building your list. You meet people all the time while you're out and about. Don't we always meet people at gas stations, grocery stores, you name it. Everywhere you go, you meet somebody. It's just about finding ways to start a conversation. It's funny how we all get into business all of a sudden we don't know how to start a conversation.
Exactly.
I usually start conversations anyway. I don't talk to nobody. But still, even if I had to find ways to start talking to people. I found a couple things that's my niche go-tos, and I just use them all the time. Start conversations, and you never know. And I always pray, God put people in my path. Put people in my path whose life need to be changed. Put them in my path. And so when I find somebody in my vicinity, I'm just like, I'm going to talk to everybody that's in my vicinity right now because I don't know who it is that he's put in my path. And conversations are easy because you pick the people who are easy to talk to. Hey, hey, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah,
how your day going?
Yeah, how your day going? Some people grunt back at you, which is crazy.
I started a conversation, how your day going, and she ended up spending $500-600.
There you go. You never know. But you have people on the other end of that who won't talk to you, and you keep moving on. You don't say, "Did I do something wrong?" You just be like, "Okay." If you start having an attitude, I remember Larry said this. You have an attitude of, "It ain't me, it's you." When you start having that attitude, it changes your perspective. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you would never do nothing wrong, but my point is, if you just know you're going out there and being friendly, you're having the right attitude, you've been listening to audios, you've been keeping yourself positive, and you go out there and you just nicely just, hey, how was your day? Oh man, I like that car. Or go when the Heralds go to, that's nice shoes. Your mom was like, are you going to ask him how his shoes?
I told her about that today. She was like, I understand why you do that now.
But I mean,
this is a compliment.
Yeah. And she listening too.
It leads into leadership and mentorship from the shoes.
Stop. No.
From the shoes. Now she going in with her list though now.
That's funny.
And if they don't respond, they're robots. Keep your job.
All right. We're gonna let him, cause your mama will get you.
Yeah, she will get you. She's my partner though.
So here's what'll happen. The way that all of this will come together by April, in us making a platinum run is by this team having a team of 10 people that's committed to doing this. That's the way this happens. So what I want y'all to do tonight is not, and the reason why I didn't talk about it, they were asking me earlier, how come we do this right after the conference? Because for most of us who've been in the business for at least a year, what happens is there's a lot of excitement that happens after a conference, which it should be. I would tell you this, motivation is overrated though. Because most people come out of the conference and they're motivated and they want to say, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. And it's because they like excitement. It's the adrenaline rush, you know what I mean? And they say something and they really didn't mean it. So I told them, I said, I'd rather people have a sober mind. What I mean sober mind is like the momentum. Because building this business is not about being motivated. It's really not about being motivated. It's about making a decision and sticking to the decision, and being committed way past the feeling being gone. Because you're going to have days where you just not going to feel like talking to nobody. You are. Everybody, we're going to have days you're going to wake up, you're going to be like, I don't not today. I just want to have you call it a me day, yeah. Or you just want to have a day where you just like, hey, look, I'll be the first one to raise my hand. Because you've had days where you got in your car and you do not want to turn on the audio.
Yeah. That was me yesterday.
And you just like, I'm telling you, if you've been listening, I'm on talking to people. If you've been listening to audios constantly, and you always listen to audios, you'll have days where you get in the car and you be like, I don't want to. But what happens is you turn on the audio, you feel so much. You be like, oh my goodness, that's the audio I need to hear. I like what George Goodwin says sometimes. He'll be like, you'll be sitting in the car. He said one time he sat in the car the whole way to work. He was scrolling through his phone trying to find which audio to listen to. He never listened to an audio because the whole time he was like, not that one. Now he at work. He's like, hey, you listen to an audio. It's really because you want to. Just pick one. Just pick a. But what I'm saying is, so it's not about being motivated. It ain't about waking up in the morning and saying, I want to be on airway today. Let's get it. And you like, if you like that every day, yeah, you might be you might scare some people.
Rodeo.
You walking to work, Amway, in my business. What's up, man? You shake. No, you can't.
That's weird.
It is weird. Yeah. But if you soberly know that, hey, I'm building a future here. So we want to give people time to let the excitement wear off, so you can really think about what I really want to accomplish this year. What I really want to make happen this year. You know what I mean? The excitement going, conference over, you get back into the swing of working. If you're around negative people at your job, you get back in the swing of that. Your situations you've had, they back in your face again. And you still have to be able to, the strong people still make a decision to say, I still want to make this business work. So it's about what we do for the Coleman team is about our team creating a 10 of 10 people who commit to this. And I don't want you to necessarily say it tonight. We want to know in the next 2 days. Call us. Be like, hey, I'm one of that team of 10. Because, the whole team of 10 might not even be what we have right now. Between us and webcast, it might not be that right now. That might be people that we have to add on that you got to add on. Somebody else got to add. I don't know that. So what I'm saying is, over the next couple of days, between Sunday and Monday, you know what I mean? Call us. Call us and be like, hey, I want to be the team of 10. Because then we want to talk about what, because a lot of y'all are talking about what you want to accomplish over the next 6 months, into the next conference, next 4 months. Well, we want to find out who the team of 10 is, because a team of 10 doing this is actually what's going to produce in April well over 50 people at the conference. Well over. Which will at the same time put us as a team well over 7,500. But what's going to happen is this is going to suck so many other people because of that momentum. People going to get caught into the momentum by you talking about 12,100 summer conference. We're going to be like almost 80% of that 12,100. They might not even be 12. They might be 12,200. 200. Yeah. But our team can be. I want us to be that team like we did for the jersey. You know what I mean? Everybody else got motivated behind it, or I should say, everybody else got inspired. That's the right word. Everybody else got inspired behind it. I want us to be that same team again that they say 12,100 summer conference, and we step up and we were 80% of that. Because what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna tell you right now, with this, if all y'all went home, some of y'all home. If you leave here and keep, it'll blow your mind. I know Harold's done it. It'll blow your mind to say, I haven't done it up here, but say May and do add one. Say June and add one. By the time you get to September, you're gonna be like, whoa,
that can't be right.
Yeah, it's a slight edge.
60 people.
We've actually seen it happen to. I don't know if y'all know Aaron, but
yeah,
we've seen it happen to him where Aaron it was just like Aaron, and then he was working, got his team of 10, and all of a sudden it exploded, and nobody can tell you when it happened, but all of a sudden it happened, and that's what Jeff Olson talks about in that book. When something is working in the background while you're still consistently working, it's time that produces that. And so when the next time you look around, it's all these people following you, and all you've been doing is staying consistent with that add one. And it seems mundane and monotonous, but if you stay consistent, that's where it pays off in your consistency. We've seen it. We've seen it recently.
But that's what we want to. Our goal is this. I always say this. I don't want us to be going. I don't want us to be going over no platinum or whatever. I expect actually to have multiple people on this part of the Coleman team go platinum almost at the same time. I'm talking right behind each other, and it will happen with this. If you go out and start drawing this out, you'll be like, oh wow, September I'll be going over. Then somebody else will be like, hey, hold on, I'll be going over. They just went over in April, and I'll be going over in summer conference, and then my downline are gonna be going over in September, and we're gonna create this trickle effect. Off of just
all the way to down
plus one. And you know what? Here's the crazy part. By summer conference, I got it in my notebook, I think. By summer conference, I think I'm gonna just tell you as a group what volume would be if we were at, if we were at 0 P, let's say as a team, the Roberts team, we're at 0 PV right now. What y'all think? I was just wondering. What you think the volume would be by? Is it by summer conference that did that? Oh, it was by April. What do you think the volume would be?
15,000. 15,000.
Not quite.
12,000.
Yeah, about 12.
Yeah.
Like 11 something.
Yeah,
11, 5.
And that's just add one.
It's add one.
Just add one from now to April.
That's
Everybody
you just
has one.
you in January all the way to summer conference. You at 75. You above 7,500.
If you add one.
Add one.
Yep. Add one. That's everybody add one.
But I don't. This is what sticks out to me. You see how the blue, the red, and the green are so small. It looks like it's so small,
Yes.
and all of a sudden, by the time you get to April, it's the slight edge. By the time you get to April, it explodes because you remain consistent.
And you know what? Even at 11,000, even like at 11,000 PV, if you did this for your if you started at zero and did this for yourself in 4 months, it puts you well over being 7,500. Which what happens is it gives you cushion room. It gives you cushion room for people who fall off because stuff happens, life happens, right? This is not a perfect model. It's a model, but it's not a perfect model. I mean, it's stuff happens, life happens. We've seen people get raises at their job that like blew them away, and they lost their dream of doing this because they got temporarily, you know what I mean, satisfied. They get a temporary satisfaction of, I couldn't buy a house before, but now I can because I got this. I used to make $30,000 a year. Now I make 85. Or you know what I mean? People, we seen that happen to people, and
Yes. That popcorn.
oh Lord.
Oh my God.
You're right.
Someone else dictates whether they get that money or not.
Yep. So this gives wiggle room on the structure end and on the volume end. So now we want to open it up for I'm listening.
I just want to say that Calvin and I are committed to doing not our best, but whatever it takes to make it happen. Not just for, and not for us, but for Bob and Regina, because, like Calvin said, and I know all of y'all have experienced Bob and Regina in a different way. Everybody has their own relationship with them, but they took, and I'll say this, they took two kids, one of them who thought they knew everything, and just kind of, it wasn't me, and just kind of, they just took two kids and helped them grow up and become adults and be able to do stuff for our daughter that we wouldn't have been able to do without their mentorship. Not saying our parents are bad, but our parents are not in life where we want to be. My parents should not be at their age that they are right now and still having some of the same struggles I've seen them have since we were kids. And so that's not what we want. But just, we sat down, we prayed about this, we talked about this, we were in counsel with Bob and Regina, and we just realized that at some point, somebody got to step out, and why not us? I think all of us are primed to do it. All of us have the mind to do it. At some point, somebody has to do it. And I think once you get sick and tired of going through the same rah-rah or whatever, you make that decision that this is it. Like, is do or die. This is it right now. Our child's not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying? Kids are growing up. Things aren't changing the way you want them to change is fast enough. But we stay focused for these next 3 to 4 months and get this hurdle out of the way. Once you get this hurdle out of the way, it's so much easier. I was talking to Breonna T. Murray. She just hit 7,500 points on the Winston team, single girl. And she said, she's our info assistant. She's like, you know what, Season? I don't know why I made it so hard and why I took so long to do it. And she's been growing. Breonna was in Spain growing her business. And she comes back and her business is big and she's growing or whatever. But she said, I don't know why I made it so hard. Getting over the hurdle, once you over the hurdle, everything opens up to you. Like, all possibilities open up to you. And it's just getting over this hurdle. It's like, I guess graduate from high school. I look at it like that. Graduate from high school, then the world is your oyster. But I look forward to running in this process. And we got stuff, y'all. We have stuff between jobs and business and just contractor business and stuff like that. We have stuff, but this takes precedence. And yeah, we sleepy, we tired, we doing stuff at night. We still got stuff with our family. But this is what our life is. Like, our life is building this business to give back to people. And so, yeah, if we got to come to Surrey County, Petersburg, down in wherever we have to go to make sure that not Calvin and Season grow, but Bob and Regina get the limelight that they need at summer conference. Bob has given a lot to the Taylor team. He's not getting the stage time he needs. I want to see him up there. He deserves it. Like, Bob has given a lot, and I hope that y'all get to hear his story about what happened with him with Emerald and Marsha and his first wife. His first wife died, and just going through that process, and for him to have to believe. That's why he talked about trust, because it took that affected Bob. He had to believe and trust people again to come back this far, and I'm not letting him down. That's just, us personally, we're not letting him down. We're gonna go through it. He called it for this team the first time we got to Jersey, and we stepped up, and we're gonna step up again this time.
I'm gonna ride or die for you. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we want to open it up now in case anybody have. I guess we can go around. People that have questions or comments. How you feel about it? Like I said, you don't have to tell us. Don't say now whether you want to be part of the team of 10. I'd rather get a phone call. And we'd rather get a phone call next 2 days with that, saying, "Hey, that's something." That gives you time. Go think about it. Think about, do I want to? Because like I said, I think the cool thing about it fits into a lot of y'all's goals already. Things you already want to accomplish, which I think is the most important aspect of it. Is you having the goal and hitting the goal that you have set for yourself. But anybody good?
I want to say, looking at it like this, because Harold was talking to me about this before. Like, the same thing with you thought of the Slight Edge. I thought he was talking about reference to the book too. I'm like, oh yeah, Slight Edge, Harold. I read the book. I know. But I didn't know he was going this deep into it. And looking at it like this, it's like, I can do this and breathe. You know, I'm not suffocating. Not saying I'm the busiest person around, but, you know, a lot of stuff goes on all the time with everybody. But with this model right here, it's so simple that it's like, how could you not do it? You know, if you just stay committed to your part, you're not doing this all by yourself at all. And then those people that are your plus ones, they actually gonna be the ones running with you. So it's not like you were saying, it's not like you pulling this person, you pulling that person in. Hey, here's the carrot over here, Like, I can't believe it's this simple, basically. So I'm just thinking about it in hindsight, because he saw it. I didn't know he was thinking about it, but he kept telling me, and it's just crazy now looking at it like this, what he's talking about. That's why he's so excited when he's talking about penny double. Yeah. No, but he didn't go that far. He just kept. We were just in the room just talking about that, you know, but not this far in depth. And it's different when you see things. Yeah. I learned visually on top of like experiencing too. So to see it now, it's like, oh yeah, this can be done. Adding one person instead of, oh, I gotta listen to 20 people. I got to get all 20 people in. I hope 5 stick now. It's just not saying focus on one person, but if one person is your goal, you can easily exceed that. And then it's like, now what? Everything else is just extra. So that's good.
You know, I'm glad you brought it up just real quick, because even if you had sponsored, if you did your 10 MG1s and you sponsored 3, it should take pressure off of you to know my goal was only 1. So in case somebody do flake off on you, you kind of like, okay, whatever. My goal is to get 1. I'm left with 2. Wow. Okay, well let's go down a level and let's keep going. Right. And I wouldn't even count that. I wouldn't even in putting things in the right perspective. If you sponsored 2 in a month and they stuck, don't count that extra when you sponsor for your next month. I'm just telling you, people do that. They'd be like, yeah, it's like, I got 2 this month, so I'm gonna count that one for next month. No, just if you keep yourself on track of saying, no, what, that's awesome, I got 2 this month, but nope, I have to get another one next month.
It's just extra. With something like this, extra is always worth it. It's always better when you have extra.
So when you get like a new person started, you'll set the expectation that you try to find one person for you.
Right. You can actually show them, you know, if you find the right type of person, I would start them off with helping them understand the fundamentals of what we do anyway. But when it comes to sponsoring, yes, hey look, we want to get a goal for you this month, the month you you getting started, to set a goal for you to get one new person started. You need to build the biggest list possible, and you can begin to show them a game plan of how over the next 12 months,
Yes.
there'll be 12 wide. If they sponsor one a month, but they just won't be 12 wide. Their organization, they will be able to go over 7,500 points in a year.
Easy.
Easy.
Well, yeah, comment.
No, I'm good.
Okay. What I love about man, I really, I'm all about excited, but I really want to give you all a hand, like, so bad right now, like, because this whole segment was like money, like from the beginning to the end, like from the end of this, like just teaching how the money works, because a lot of times you get into business, especially like as a new person, it's kind of like, it's all just, you got to learn so many acronyms, PV, BV, performance bonus, this and that, and it gets convoluted, and you're unable to focus on really what matters. But I really thank you all for like preparing this, because it takes time and effort, and like this is amazing. The fact that it's all drawn out, and Calvin season, you all are definitely without a shadow of a doubt, y'all going platinum this year, and I'm excited to be a part of a team that I see in different people. Like, even as a new person, I'm capable of doing that, because even in my job, like at Express, I was doing that for Express's business. Mm-hmm. Like, if they had recommendations for a new hire, I had them hire 4 people. So basically, I added wealth for a company, and I wasn't getting paid for it. I was already doing that. I was already creating PV or volume for that company by wearing their clothes. And on top of that, when the manager wasn't there, I wasn't getting paid a manager's salary. I was running the whole store. So technically, we had a team of like 16 people that I was training some people. I was running the whole team. So for us to be able to get, compensated correctly as a business owner, that's amazing. And you all as leaders, I really appreciate y'all for even taking the time really to explain this and get us together. That's amazing. So thank you so much.
I want to piggyback on what Harold said. It's crazy. Like I said, it hurts once again, because I got started at Gap, I want to say December, and by February, November, no, I think I got started November, and then by December, I had to hire 60 people in 1 month. So I went through probably maybe 100 interviews, and they structure was so disruptive, like so messed up, is that they didn't care. They were just like, bring them on. And I already knew what it was gonna cost. But the thing is that people find they so committing so much to these jobs, like to demand jobs, working for someone else and things like that. And I bust my tail, like everything I got on is Gap. When I worked at J. Crew, my whole wardrobe is theirs. And see, with J. Crew, I actually appreciated, because the market director was cool. He appreciated my work. He complimented me and things like that. And I never thought I would have to run into a boss that you busting your tail, you doing everything that they're telling you, and they have nothing positive to say. And it's just crazy that I'm putting millions of dollars. Of course, the market director and the regional director is getting paid, and I'm really running from their commands. Like, the owner of Gap would never even speak to me, and like I'm really just I'm committing my life. I'm committing my time right now to them, and I'm not making probably 25% of what they make. And it's just crazy that I commit myself to that right now. Like, I'm just trying to figure out a way, like, how I can make some growth in this business so I how I can and I understand and I know how to do it, and I'm really just since I've got the plan, since I've got the message, I'm like, how am I going to do this? Communicate, talk, and just MG1s, just keep doing it constantly as much as I can. To about like this dream is so crazy with this job in the retail world. Is like I hate going to it. Like I don't want to go to it. Like, and I know that I mean, like it's just really tiring just waking up every day going to it, and I'm trying to figure out the fastest plan to like by December I can just like look, I'm done. You know, just by December, like I'm done. Like y'all don't appreciate it. But what's crazy is that people could commit themselves going to a 9 to 5 McDonald's, Burger King, and things like that. They can commit even with their life situations. You know, I got friends that commit themselves to them jobs, but if you throw out an opportunity like this that would change their entire life, they won't commit to it. They just don't have the faith to commit to it. But they will commit to something like that, and it's just crazy. Like that's how you feel about your life. Like that's where you gonna settle at. Is you okay with that? You just will settle with that your entire life. And I went through a crazy situation, and her wanted me to explain it. I went through a crazy situation. So like I told you, I've known this couple for numerous amount of years, 5 to 6 years, and they got 2 kids, which are our goddaughters, and his wife, you know, called my girlfriend and was like, look, Promise been feeling like this for a while, and you know, he don't know how to talk to her. You know, they're brothers. I don't understand. Like that's like me not being able to understand, being able to talk to her about, look, I can't make it to an info session this weekend. Like it's that simple. Like I don't know how I'm going to explain to her that I'm not going to be able to make it to an info session. That's how simple it was. But he just had a problem with, because the type of person I am, as you can see, motivational, you know, don't know everything, but what I do know I will offer, what I think I do know will offer. No matter how you can take this information, you take it how you want it, you can take it in a positive way or a negative way. I'm just offering you the information, I'm offering you my inspiration, because I think it'll better you, or I think it bettered me, you know, whatever I say is nothing negative. So obviously, the information that I've been giving them, just lifelong messages, like just lifelong quotes and inspirations and things like that. I mean, I gave them a job, worked at IHOP. I don't even work at IHOP no more, but I'm still able to get people jobs at IHOP because I just got that connection with that general manager. Got him a job at IHOP, you know, went one day, he went to work one day, flew out, went to work one day. Just one day. He went through training, and then his official day of work, he went to work one day. And then after that, you know, Ed, the general manager, was calling my phone, like, where your boy at? I called him, like, man, a whole bunch of situation. I'm like, Ed, you know, if you don't show up the next day, I don't know what to do. So he didn't show up. And then, like, I kind of showed up at his house, like, you know, what's going on, man? This and that, this and that, this and that. I gave him advice, like a little small advice, where at least you could do is call your general manager, let him know you're not going to be to work. You know, you think, he was like, well, I kind of thought that the job was out the window. How you going to think the job was out the window when your boss never even called you and told you fired? No one contacted you. But long story short, I just always you know, he had a real hard and negative life. Mother, no father in the picture. Mother never supported him. You know, you're the oldest sibling, so your youngest sibling gets all the attention. Your youngest sibling gets all the love. You feel neglected all your life. You've been kicked out the house all your life. You know, just a crazy hard situation. Out of all his friends, like literally all his friends, I'm young. I'm like maybe 4 or 5 years younger than him. But I was still the most motivational person. And his girlfriend called her phone and was like, look, you know, Promise been feeling like this for a few months, I don't know, maybe for a long time. And he just feel like Eric always trying to trying to tell him what to do with his life. And like, you know, he hate that. And he don't like that. He haven't been able to be able to express he expressed it to me all the time, but he just don't know how to deal with it. I mean, she admit to him that he got insecurity problems. You know, he's insecure about himself, about his life. I understand. I've been through that. You know, you just, I mean, everything feel terrible for you. Like your whole life feel. I mean, I felt that way too. Like your whole life feel like wrong, like you're not doing nothing right, and nobody ever make you feel right. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all the people, I'm like that negative info. Like I'm giving you that negative information. So I'm like, okay. I'm kind of pissed off because I'm kind of pissed off. Like I'm on my way driving home from work. We was already supposed to go over their house to have a game night and spend time. Then I get this information. Then I'm just going back like all the things I did for Promise. All the times he cried on my shoulder. We talked. I cried on his shoulder. Things felt so real. And, you know, the love was real. I admitted the things. He admitted the things. You know, and this is how he feel like I'm trying to control his life. And so I was like, cool. So I was heated. You know, me and my girlfriend got into a slight argument because she like, no, don't go at him. Don't go at him that way. Don't go at him pissed off or anything like that. I'm like, so I'm looking at it right at that point. I'm not looking at it as like I'm not gonna go at him as like I'm pissed off. I'm gonna go at him as a man and as a brother. And I'm like, as a brother, why would you ever? You wait this long to talk to me about this when you know even at this point I'm still not gonna be an argument. I still won't lead this into an argument. I'm still gonna come to you and talk about it. And you know, if you don't want to accept the apology or accept whatever I gotta say, we can split our ways from right there. 6-7 year relationship, whatever, you know. And I was just looking at it like, cause from my point of view, like I just always wanted to help people. Always want to get in that little spice, always want to get that motivation, but what I realize is that everybody don't want it. Right. Everybody don't want it, and you can't give it to everybody, and some people take it as positivity, and some people take it as negativity. Yep. Right. So,
You're right.
All right, this is how it flipped, and it flipped crazy, right? So, I was hurt going to his house, and, you know, the first thing, I pulled up to his house, and I opened the door, I'm like, we gotta talk now. He was like, okay. So the conversation went like, I was like, you know, if you felt like this, why you ain't never told me? He was like, well, first of all, you know, I didn't even know that. Well, I knew that Lexi was supposed to be talking to Anaya about it and telling her about it, but I didn't know she was going to tell her right then and there. I was like, well, it's good it did happen then and there because it would have never came out. And he was like, well, man, look, this was really going on. And it got quiet. It got quiet. And I don't know if it's a lie or it's real. I don't know if it's true or so. I don't know. But it turned out from, it got quiet. And it was like, truthfully, some things you say may just come out the wrong way. And it's really because of my man pride and what I've done with my life and what I didn't done with my life and what I feel like would never happen. But truthfully, me and my wife need your help. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, I'm insecure about my life, and I don't think the things that I do with my life, I don't feel like nothing is going on. And you're so positive, and you're just so motivated. And like, how do you do it? How do you do it? I'm like, so what is this whole thing? Thinking of me, you saying, you know, I'm controlling your life. He was like, you was controlling my life in a good way, but it felt negative because I could never do it. He was saying I could never do it. The things that you was telling me to do, the things that you was preferring me to do, I tried to do it and it never worked out the way you do it. And I'm like, so what are you saying? He's like, man, I just want your help. I just want you to talk to me more, but I don't know how to ask for it. Him and his wife admitted to it right then and there. That I just need your help right here, and I just want, you know, the motivation that you get in. So I was like, are you serious? So, you know, he broke down and cried, gave me a hug and stuff like that. But I learned two messages from this thing, and because from the beginning, before they before they admitted to they doings or they admitted to what was really going on, I was literally once again hurt by like, okay, and the other reason why I was hurt because sometimes I do find myself, and it's all about admitting to what you do. Sometimes I do find myself saying you should do this, or like not even you should do this. Like, you need to do this. Like, you need to do this. And by you telling somebody they need to do this is by telling them what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't like to be told what to do.
Yeah. Right.
You know, they don't like to be told what to do. So I asked her like, would I be wrong by carrying the rest of my life like this? And I'm like, and the reason why I want to carry my life like this because I don't want to keep. I know I've done this a lot, and I know I've talked to a lot of people. I had multiple conversations with a lot of people. But how many other people feel like this? You know, how many other people that I talked to actually felt like I told them what to do, or I was forcing them to do what I wanted them to do? How many other people told like this? And my girlfriend was wanting to admit that, like, yeah, you know, you do it sometimes, but it depends on how the next person is actually taking it. No, you don't mean harm. No, you like, you need to do this and nothing else. You know, this is the way you're going to make it is by you doing what I tell you to do, or you actually just offering it. You actually just giving them suggestions like, this is what you really should do. This is what I do. This is what helped me and stuff like this. So I asked her, would I be wrong by actually like slowing down on what I do because I like to do it. It's just me, just by talking to other people, helping other people. But like the first sign that I see that they don't want it, just back off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just back off. As soon as you realize that the person don't want it, just back off. Because I'm the type of person I call you the next day and like, you know, what's up? How you feel? Like, keep checking on you, keep checking on you, keep checking on you. And then I felt like that's what I was doing to Promising his wife. And by him being insecure, he felt like, you know. And then another thing is like, he felt bad. He knew he was wrong by just like letting that job go out the window.
Mm-hmm.
I got him the job at Al Hobby, and he knew that, like, man, I worked the job one day. I couldn't come in. I didn't call my boss. Like, that's just easy stuff. Like, just call your boss, let him know that you ain't going to work. So that's why I came to him. Was like, why you just didn't call him? Like, didn't have nothing to say.
Right.
And yeah, I'm gonna make you. You should feel bad. I mean, that's simple. Like, you should feel bad. You're a man. You're a grown man with 2 kids. You can't tell your boss that you can't come in. You just gonna like that's irresponsible. Like, who else gonna tell you you're not irresponsible? And the thing is, the reason why I beat him up so much, and this is when I really feel like this is when that issue first started. When he got that job and he let it go, and I kind of beat him up about it because his mother, the person that he loved, literally did that all his life. But what I realized about his mother is that she didn't dog him out for nothing. It was literally the things he did. Like, It was never enough effort from him. It was never enough effort. And he got comfortable with his soul feeling like he was doing what he had to do. But it was just never enough. It was never enough. So now you got this dude 5 years younger than you, telling you you're not doing the right things or you're not doing enough. And
well, you're 5 years younger than he is.
Yeah. And you're not doing enough or what you can be doing, what you see me doing. But you had this all your life. So you had your mother doing this, you had your mother telling you what you're not doing right, this and that, but he never got that oomph out of it. So from there, I just kind of got like unmotivated. Like, people not going the way I want to help people, the way I want to do my inspiration that I give people. Some people taking it the whole opposite way.
They ain't gonna take it the way you want to give it to them.
And the thing is, and the key point that y'all hit tonight is that I trust in him and I love him. And I want them to see, and that's why it's already happening. But I got the message tonight, and I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna be strong with it, but like I put in faith. Like I got 100% faith. Like me and my girlfriend talk about it all the time. The first thing she said, I don't want it. I don't want it to just be me and you taking trips. I want it to be another couple. I want them to be taking trips. I want us to be traveling all over the world and doing this thing. So we really like focused in these two couples that y'all will meet. But it's like and this is what I'm telling her, like, I know his background. I know who he is. I know how he can be motivated and then it'll go out the window. And like we got 120% motivation for them right now. And he's like, what? He's like 100% motivated. He talked to her, he had his MG1, he read his book, he's like extremely motivated. He's like, I'm willing to try anything new, things like that. But I'm like, I mean, I can even invest in them. Like, I know their situation. I know their finances. You know, I can literally, if I want to invest in them, I can invest in them because that's how much faith I got in them. That's how bad I want to take them on the journey with us.
Right.
But is this investment going to be nothing? And I find myself spending time and money. What they really, it seems like what they really want is the mentorship, but this mentorship is a business as well.
What's the message you think you got for them? For that, you're talking about that couple now. What's the message? Because you say you need to go, just cut and be straight.
What's the message I got for them now? The message that I keep having for them and all of us, me and my girlfriend, and we just keep trying to show them that, you know, you gotta have faith and actually want this. Like, I keep telling them, like, you gotta want this more than anything. The same way, like, we got so many dreams. We talk about dreams all the time. Like, when I say we literally talk about dreams all the time, about buying cars and doing this and this and this and this and this, and how you gonna meet it? How you gonna reach it? Do you really got the faith in you? Do you really got the drive in you to reach it? Like, we can't keep talking about this. Let's be about it. Let's actually do this. Like, I'm young, but you like 25, 26. You'll literally be like 30 and you'll be good, and I'll be like 25 and like.
Let me ask you. I think that Harold probably will tell you the same thing. Is that's kind of what we're talking about tonight. Is one of the biggest things with that is, and you hear this a lot on audios. Is number one, you don't make winners, you find them.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is this: it don't matter what you do. If he's not going to be a winner in life, you cannot make him into one. No matter how much you talk. This is a message I recently heard from a guy, which I think it was very powerful. He said, sometimes you have to let your life be a silent testimony. Meaning you have to live your life and let him see you live your life, and you can't say nothing to him. And let him just see you.
Absolutely right.
You know, it's what we talk about now, right? Protect your time, your heart, your energy. Because people would take you through the ringer. That was something people will, because you can only help people who want to be helped. That's what this business is all about.
And that's what
you're helping people who want to be helped.
That's exactly what I got through the message. Just from, not even from this or not even from her, when we talked about that quick little second, like I was so pissed off. I'm like, man, as much as I helped this dude, he seemed like he wanted it. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm completely done helping people that don't want to be helped. Or just giving them a little bit of motivation, and they don't want it.
Right.
Straight up.
You can find people like that.
That's why I was asking her, like, am I wrong for me? I gotta be a little cutthroat now. I gotta be a little straightforward because I'm giving out my heart and my love, and they just throwing it away. They just, I mean, it don't mean nothing to them. The way it means something to me, it don't mean nothing to them. So I'm gonna be a little strict on myself.
Yeah.
And just if I like you said, if you feel that drive in them, if you feel like they want it and they'll do what it takes to get there, then I help you and I put all that time into it. But if not, I'm not gonna keep chasing.
You learned a lot. You got the right thought process. The thing is, you already got the heart. Now you just learn how to deal with your own desire and heart to help people. This business will teach you so much about that in itself, having a heart for people. But how do I control it? How do I, It's a lot to sometimes allow us to go through hurt with people like that before they really learn the lesson and learn what to do next, how to move on from that. But man, thank you for sharing that. That was a powerful story. It was very enlightening.
You did something great about just reaching out and calling. What I was saying was like you never want to, even though people hurt you, you don't want to negate from helping somebody else. Exactly. You know, and you give them an opportunity and see what happens, and they're in the process now. In the process to prove who's saying what and doing what. But
with that whole situation, I called her right after that, and never even thought about. I mean, I thought about bringing the business, but my mind was already gone. I'm talking to my girlfriend like they want to be with this. You know, they want to have her take the be with this. I already know they probably say no. Her was like, reach out to him, just ask him. That same night I asked him, and he was like, look, I'm willing to meet him, and I'm willing to try anything new. And look, he got his MG2. What time is it?
Tomorrow.
He got his MG2 tomorrow, him and his wife, and then hopefully an info session Tuesday. So,
like you said, we'll see what people do.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, man. Thank you. So I think we're gonna wrap up tonight, just so in case people need to bounce. It's almost 11 o'clock. We'll end it with I want Harold to ask Harold to do a promo on the next event we got coming up.
Well, in short,
they can see this. We ain't forgot about y'all webcast.
All right. Well, in short, the 9 core steps is all about, we all know the 9 core steps. And we got daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly habits. This team meeting that's coming up in February on the 17th is, first of all, it's a part of the 9 core steps. So if you attend all events, if you want to really build this business to platinum, association is key. Like if you really want to be focused, and the reason why you want to associate is because you want to get around people that are winners. You want to get around people that can sharpen you. It's just like going to class or going to church. You want to constantly be around the environment that is going to propel you to, and more importantly, like you want to be an example for your organization that's coming on behind you. So that's the number one reason why you should go, is because it's a part of the 9 core steps. And the people that created the 9 core steps are diamonds. So we all got goals to be platinums and breaking platinums and going diamond. It kind of is a no-brainer. That's the next goal. But so that's number one. Number two, the type of information that you're going to get is going to. The type of information that you're going to get is going to give you the building blocks to creating what you saw there in February. It's going to extend that even more. And for me personally, the third thing I would say, the last thing I would say is, for me personally, if we want to create a movement within the Roberts team, the Colvin team, and the Taylor team, we have to show up. We have to show up for not only for our organization or personally for myself, to build myself, but I have to show up for my leaders, which in this case, in this room right now, Calvin Season. I want to be able to if you want to be a part of that team of 10, you'll show up to the team meeting in numbers. We need to be like front row, showing that we represent. And if you've been to an info session, as far as like Nova info session, you'll hear, and we heard it at the conference. You got the Wolfpack, and they barking.
Oh, they bark. They don't howl.
They bark. They don't howl. You know what I mean? I'm a part of the Wolfpack team. But see, in February we have enough time, and I'm sure Calvin will attest to this. We have enough time to, first of all, hit goals. You got volume goals that you want to hit, and you got structure goals that you're trying to hit with +1. And you want to add that new person to the team. But along that, there's recognition. and you want to be represented, saying I'm on the Coleman team, you know, I'm a part of Calvin Season's platinum trip because we need to show up, we need to represent, and by the time you got team meetings coming up, and then you got the function, we're gonna show up at that as well. So that's all I have. I'm excited about this next team meeting. It's gonna be exciting. You can possibly get exclusive time with Bob and Regina, which is amazing. And this is what I would say: if you get exclusive time with Bob and Regina, do not waste it. Right? I see a lot of people that get exclusive time. They talking about airplanes. They talking about honestly. No, this is a real business. This is a real business talk. Like, if you got time with Bob and Regina, ask them a question about your business. Ask them a question about your business. Hey, I'm going through this. What would you recommend? Or I got this person that's in the system or whatever. But, I mean, don't give them too many questions or whatever. But just, just have them talk about their experience as far as platinum is concerned. But, ask them some questions. Don't ask about something that doesn't pertain to this business. For real. But we may have exclusive time with Bob Virginia. That's a great thing you'll hear from Lori Taylor. And get around the environment. It's a wave that's happening. And, the next opportunity to get around the bigger team is February 17th. And I'm excited to be there. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the time and location yet?
It's going to be in Harrisonburg. I'm at Blue Ridge Community College. Community Center?
Yeah. It's at
2
I sent you the calendar invite.
Yeah.
I sent you the calendar invite.
Yeah, everybody's in the calendar invite. And
no, I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to you. You did? If you don't have it, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
What's something about
Everyone should be getting an email invite from Calvin and Susan Roberts. So that's dope. I'm excited about 1, representing, 2, being able to have our team getting a new person there, like being an example, and also to get exclusive time with Bob Regina and the team. So,
thank you, Harold.
Did you want to say the call or anything?
One other thing before you dismiss.
Dismiss.
I'm sorry. Before we stop. So Bob and Regina, they have a pretty vast, robust team. Different legs we all have one common goal, but the strategy on how to get there is different. So this +1 program, Bob and Regina haven't put it out to their whole entire team. So
Yeah, thank you.
we can't be teaching it to other people on their team.
Don't be cross-lined.
Yeah, because they might have a different game plan than what we have. Our structure is different. The makeup of our team is different. So they might be doing something a little bit different.
Right.
So just be careful about trying to teach it to other people.
I think I messed up with it because it's like I told you, I got another business person at my job, and he was just asking me all these questions. He's just looking at me like, "We don't do that. We don't call it that. What are you talking about?"
Tell them to go back to Ask the Winston team.
Like every day he see me, he just be asking me about the conference that we went to. He's like, "Who was speaking? What did you get from it?" And he's like, "It's best to ask you offline."
Yeah, talk to your line. You can.
It's a buy a conference.
It's alright with. It's
Yeah,
alright.
but he's in a different. He's on the Baker's team.
See, it's okay to talk
Yeah.
about what you were excited about at your conference, but if you start asking detailed questions, what do y'all do? How do y'all go talk to your line?
Yeah, that's fine. So don't. Yeah, here's this weekend.
But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, don't talk to people on other teams about what we do. But that's all we got. Unless anybody got any other questions or.
Eat up that pizza.
Okay.
But I like to who we missing?
Marquise.
Oh. As always, we like to end in a prayer. That's what we do on this team. We leave with an event, something like this. We always we always in prayer. That's a course of something. If you don't believe that, you don't have to participate. You step to the side. Nobody gonna look at you funny or nothing. So I guess we can all stand. You don't want to stand.
First Roberts
team meeting.
Right.
It's not a Roberts team meeting.
Unofficial.
Let me just
unofficial.
Hold on. Let me just stop that. Let me just stop right now. This is let me clear this up. This ain't even
Cover
this.
this.
I'm talking to the webcast too. This is not a Roberts team. We don't have no Roberts team meeting. This is a part of the Coleman team that's doing a little huddle. That's all. There is no Roberts team. Nothing yet.
Right.
Until we all part of the Coleman team. All right. I just want to clear it up. All right. I can't take on my belt. Robert's group.
Robert's legs.
All right. Lord, we thank you for this time of gathering, God. We thank you for this opportunity to share with these awesome people. And we ask you right now, God, even the ones on webcast, we ask you for them to continue, God, in your way in building their dreams, building the things that they desire to have for their families, for their loved ones, so they can be an influence and an impact. So we ask you right now, God, to touch them, God. Let us continue to have the drive, the determination to do what we need to do every day, to sustain from negative, to continue to build our mindset. But we ask you, God, to keep us, touch all of our families, our children, our extended family, parents, brothers, sisters. We ask you to touch them right now, things they may be going through. We ask you to work in their situations. God, let us be a light. You know, we want to be a light. Help us through this business to be a light, God, that can shine and change lives. Do it for us right now. Unify us. Guys, we build this tight core, God. We ask you to unify us, keep unity amongst us. Guys, we add on to this, God, and we get bigger and bigger. God, we want unity to be the main core of what we do, so lives can be changed effectively. In Jesus' name we pray. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Marquise and Denicia.
Thank you, Marquise.
No.
So why y'all so quiet?
All right, webcast. Y'all ain't said nothing all night. All night long. Y'all ain't said nothing. Have a good night. God bless you. Good night.
Yeah, a little bit.